Balderson wants to talk about the Carmelo Anthony verdict and if it is fair. We do have a backup topic if this one gets old, which it may get old, it may not. We have some people in the back that want to come up and have a small discussion about it. Let's bring them up. We got the hard talk toasty. We got the brick. We got the clay. We got Mr. P. Fletch for the win. And of course, the Kraut Mick. Good afternoon, good evening, gentlemen. How are thee today?
Doing.
I'm still kicking, just not too high.
Well, that's
pretty
good.
good.
I'm
Doing
doing
well.
pretty good. Yeah, Mr. Yep, definitely. Mr. Dunham's what the hell was that doll's name?
Bubba J.
Bubba J. Bubba J.
I was gonna say
Mr.
Puna for a
Balderson.
second.
Mr. Balderson. Absolutely. Mr. Balderson, it is your topic. It is your night, sir. You can start us out.
Well, I would have rather started with the other one, but this one was Spin was more excited about this one. So obviously, and I'm just going to read the ABC News on basic information on this. A teen was found guilty of murder over the fatal stabbing of another teen at a high school track meet last year and sentenced to 35 years in prison. Carmelo Anthony, 19, was indicted on first-degree murder in the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet in Frisco, Texas in April of 2025. Following the announcement of the jury sentencing decision, Metcalf's parents and his twin brother delivered an emotional victim impact statement addressing Anthony directly. I'm going to skip that. The jury began deliberating midday Tuesday before reaching the guilty murder verdict in 3 hours, according to the court spokesman. The jurors also could have considered manslaughter, which carries a sentence of up to 20 years. The same jury reached a decision on the sentence after several more hours of a deliberation on Tuesday. After being remanded to custody of the sheriff's office, Anthony could be seen crying when he returned to the court for the punishment phase, according to ABC Dallas affiliate WFAA, which was in the courtroom for the trial. Anthony's mother was the only person to take the stand during the punishment phase, asking the jurors to show him mercy as he is sorry for what he did. WFAA reported the judge said that Anthony waived his right to testify during the punishment phase, according to the station. The murder charge carried a sentence of 5 years to life in prison. The state agreed to allow jurors to consider sudden passion, which, if proven, would have limited the sentence from 2 to 20 years, according to WFAA. The defense argued that Anthony was overwhelmed by strong emotion and acted before having time to calm down. A deadly stabbing occurred at a Frisco Independent School District Stadium on April 2nd, 2025, during a track and field competition involving multiple schools in the district. Police said Metcalf, an 11th grader at Frisco Memorial High School, was stabbed during an altercation under the school's tent in the stadium bleachers. Witnesses said the two got into an argument over Anthony, a then 17-year-old student at Frisco Centennial High School, being under Metcalf's school tent during the rainy track meet. Jurors heard testimony over 4 days at the Collin County Courthouse in McKinney, Texas. Anthony did not take the stand in his own defense. Judge John Roach imposed a gag order in the case, restricting what those involved can say, and barred any electronics from the courtroom during the trial due to the attention the case has garnered. Collin County First Assistant District Attorney Bill something told jurors that the stabbing was not self-defense but was unjustified murder, according to WFAA. In closing argument on Tuesday, that guy claimed that Anthony provoked Metcalf, questioned why the defendant didn't walk away, and called the stabbing disproportionate. You don't get to meet a shovel with a stab a shove with a stab, especially if you provoke the shove. The state's attorney told jurors, according to WFAA. Defense attorney Mike Howard told jurors that Anthony had gone to the memorial tent to get out of the rain when Metcalf confronted him and told him to leave. WFAA reported Howard said Anthony acted in fear and chaos after the Metcalf pushed him and stabbed the other teen in self-defense, according to WFAA. During the closing arguments on Tuesday, Howard said Metcalf had no legal right to use force on Anthony. In response to contentions that Anthony could have just left, the defense attorney said, I'm sure he wishes he did. Multiple students who were at the track meet that day testified that they saw Metcalf push Anthony, who was seated on the bleacher, with some describing it as a two-handed push like a lineman move, while others said it was a one-handed small shove. One witness testified that Anthony was asked to leave the tent about 15 times, according to WFAA. Some recalled Anthony saying, "Touch me and see what happens," during the altercation, which witnesses said lasted about 4 to 6 minutes. Another witness quoted Metcalf as telling Anthony, "I'm not going to fight you," the station reported. Surveillance footage from the track meet played in the court did not show the stabbing, and some of the witnesses were asked to demonstrate the incident, according to WFAA. After the stabbing, witnesses said Anthony jogged away from the tent, and a coach who spoke to him on the field on the track testified that he said, "He put his hands on me. I stabbed him," according to WFAA. A pocket knife used in the stabbing was found on the bleachers. Police said Collin County Medical Examiner Dr. Elizabeth Ventura testified that Metcalf was stabbed on the left side of his chest and the knife perforated his right ventricle, according to WFAA. Several people spoke during the trial of the efforts to save Metcalf. A football coach who was helping at the track meet testified that he put pressure on the stab wound, and Memorial athletic trainer said she did CPR until paramedics arrived. Everyone was praying. That helped him a lot, I'm sure. Metcalf was transported to an area hospital where he was ultimately pronounced dead a year ago when the senseless murder, blah, blah, blah. He thanks the brave kids. That seems to be about the gist of it. And if anybody remembers, also during this time period, they tried to really amp up the whole race war thing going on when they did this, where they did a GoFundMe for this kid. And at the very same time, that lady that called the little kid the N-word at the park, they did a big GoFundMe for that. And there was a ton of racial tension right at that time period. So, and we will, as per usual, start out with the round robin.
Mr. Clay, go ahead, sir.
Sure, yeah. So this, to me, this is a pretty open and shut case, to be honest with you. We could talk about the details, the evidence that was presented. I know this is a very widely spoken about topic anyway, so I'm sure everybody knows about the case. Is 35 years just kind of is going to be the topic, really? Or is the guilty verdict just? Ultimately, I think that it is. I believe that it is. From my understanding, 5 to 99 was the sentencing guideline. 35 years seems, like about a third of what the max was. And of course, the minimum being 5, even if a minimum was considered, I'm sure that the jury took a lot of factors into consideration. The evidence presented did show that Carmelo Anthony did enter into an area where he was not supposed to be. He provoked an altercation and then used a deadly weapon to what he claimed was, or from the defense's stance, defend himself, where that was found not accurate, considering the factors that occurred. And so when you actually examine it the way that the jury did, I'm sure that 35 years was a very appropriate sentence. He is a young man. He's 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, whatever it is. If he's going to be sentenced to that, most likely he will get his time that he did serve, which probably won't be much if he got out. I didn't look and see whether he had actually bailed out or not. But regardless of that, 50% time is the actual sentence he will
It
serve.
appeared he did get bailed out because
Okay.
when they said that when they were walking him into the sentencing, he was crying, I believe, and he was going to have to obviously turn himself in at that point.
Right. Which I'm glad he did, because unfortunately, if he would have ran, there would be harsher sentences and other crimes to consider, as well as the possibility of other things could happen to him. So he made the wise decision in that instance, in my opinion. But if he's looking at that 50%, he'll probably get out 35, 36, 37, depending on his good time.
That's usually for the non-violent offenders. Violent is typically 80%.
Well, I don't know about Texas, because I was looking at Texas. It said 50%. So each state is different. I know Florida is 85%. So, yeah, you do 85% of your time in Florida. So don't screw up in Florida. But I was looking it up. It said 50%. So hopefully, when he gets out, because eventually he will be eligible for parole, he will have considered his, things he's done in life, and maybe he'll do some things in there to keep himself out of trouble and stay out of trouble. I don't think that there's like rehabilitation, like that kind of thing necessary, right? Because from my understanding, the young man was doing good at school. He had a couple of jobs even. He's kind of a model kid, except for, of course, this one thing that happened. He didn't even have a criminal record. So, a lot of things to consider, sure. But ultimately, I believe that 35 years, especially considering the good time and all of that, and parole, and and his life won't be completely gone. But unfortunately, you do the crime, you do the time, and that's the punitive system. It's what it is.
So I looked it up real quick, and while Clay was finishing, he is correct. It's 50%, but the caveat that they put on the violent offenders is there is no good time credits for violent crime parole.
Okay. Well,
so it's calendar time, not there's no good time included. So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Well, in my whole opinion is he's locked up where he belongs. He did something wrong, and he needs to pay the penalty. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like me. If I went out and I hurt someone and did not have any good cause or whatever, and I took their life, well, there's no prejudice because you're disabled. There isn't. Kraut Mick, you are next, sir. Go ahead.
What's up, man? Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he stabbed somebody, and with intentions on stabbing somebody. I don't want to hear he feared for his life, because like Balder was going over the case files, it was anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes that they were arguing back and forth. I don't know about anybody here, but I'm not ashamed to admit, if I feel threatened for my fucking life, I'm going to use those 10 minutes, and get out of that situation, and I'm fearing for my life. Also, I'm pretty sure he got suspended in the past for bringing a knife to school, so it's not like the first time he brought a knife to a school event or school campus. Another thing is, even if he would have gotten 5 years, I feel like people would still say it's unfair because he's black. And like, listen, if a white 17-year-old stabbed a black kid just because he pushed him or anything like that, and he took his life, I would say lock up the white man. Y'all know me. I say lock up the white illegal immigrants. I'm pretty based in my opinion. 35 years. I think it's considering 5 to 99. They were pretty lenient. Most of the time, it's like life without parole for people that outright murder people. But that's all I got. I'll wait for the whole panel to open up to express more.
Toasty Man Bad. Thank you, Kraut. McToasty Man Bad. Your thoughts?
I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I kind of agree with Clay. I think it's pretty fair.
Alrighty. Thank you, sir.
Yep, no problem.
For the win. For the win. Any thoughts, sir?
Yeah, you guys went over this pretty good. I just had a couple questions. Did they say where the knife was? Was it on his person, or was it in the tent, or
And
where
it's
did that come
his
from?
backpack. It was
In
in
his
his
backpack.
backpack.
Okay. Interesting.
At least that's the reports that I read. Yes.
And this is an after-school track meet, and it's in his backpack. I mean, so does that mean that he brought the knife with him to school that day as well, too?
You're muted, Baldy.
I
Okay.
assume it was during school because it was a actual like team sport, school sport. So it's probably even during school because it sounded like there was multiple. From the way it read, there was multiple teams around, and apparently his team did not have a shelter, so he went over to another team shelter and went in their shelter, and apparently this is what sparked the entire thing.
Oh, well, that in itself there is not a crime. I mean,
Well,
if you want, go ahead for the win. I'm sorry.
To the point of fearing for your life, and there was a shouting match. What they extend 10 to 15 times of telling him to get out of the tent, and you don't do that. Like, just leave, dude. Like, if you're truly afraid for your life and everything, what the heck? Why escalate anything? But, yeah, I heard yesterday, like when they were talking about it, like, what if he gets 5 years? And like Kraut said, like people won't be happy with anything that comes out of this realistically. But I don't know. I mean, do you guys think 35 is too long, or is that just right, or should it have been more? I mean, where do you guys really think on the sentence? Because he's also appealing this as well too now. So
A life for a life, sir. A life
Okay.
for a life. I mean,
Okay.
listen. I believe in the death penalty, but for somebody that young, life in prison, I think that's well deserved. That's my opinion.
yeah, we'll see what happens on the appeal. But I think as it stands, I can live with it. It's not. I'm not going to sleep wrong because of it or anything. But and when the jury came back that quickly, I mean, I'm sure they were coming back with a guilty verdict at that point. That was pretty quick. So
I want to clarify something. So I'm looking at this. The 17.5, he has to do that. The 35 is like if he gets to the 17.5, that's when he goes to the parole board. Like he can get out if they approve it, and then he would obviously have to be subject to their parole obligations. But it's saying that the 17.5 is essentially he can earn that good time and go to the parole board. That's what it's saying. So
Yeah, that's and 17.5 is no joke. Like that's you gotta stop and think about that's your entire 20s.
yeah, he'll be
Like,
36,
that's
37 max.
That guy's gonna be pushing 40.
A 40-year-old man. That's
You know, and have no life experience, like all those things. Which I'm not saying that he yes, Bubba.
He'll make a good lawnscaper.
I'm not
Sorry.
saying that he didn't earn what his punishment, but I'm saying, when you look at it and you're like, well, is that too harsh? You got to really bear in mind this guy just lost his entire 20s, most of his Bubba's got a lot to say about this subject.
Not
How
his
many-
20s. No.
How many dogs and cats do you have, Boulder?
Too many. Too many.
I
Six.
have
I got
none. I ate them all.
6 dogs, and
You
I
must
don't know.
be Chinese.
If I was Chinese, I'd have a lot less.
No, somebody said they have none. They ate their cats, so I said you must be
Right.
Chinese.
Exactly. He would
Yeah,
have-
yeah.
He currently have 0 cats.
But you just bear in mind that the guy's gonna lose basically all of his fucking like most of us when we hit 40, you're already an established person. You're probably married with kids, or at least have been married with kids, own a home, things like that. Them young stupid things that you were doing, which again, this kid deserves the sentence he got for sure. I'm not trying to talk that out, but I'm saying when you're looking at locked away for life, when you're 17, you're pretty fucking dumb, and fucking lose your entire life, in prison for it. That seems, and I'm actually very much with Clay on his mentality on this. If they aren't fit for society, then we should just be getting rid of them. And if you don't got the gut to do that, well, maybe maybe why are you saying they should be locked up for life? Because literally, what's the point of them just living in prison forever?
Thank you, Balderson. Heath Fletch, you are the last panelist up here right now. Your thoughts on this, sir, please.
I'm always the last in line. But anyway, I think that justice was carried out. However, I do have a few questions relating to the people that are calling for revenge and more bloodshed. Who's paying those people if they are paid?
Well, this is an open discussion panel. You can direct your comments or questions to the individual. It is just a reminder to the audience. Crap, I've had a long day. It is $10 to boot somebody and or revive somebody in the back. It is also women are non-bootable, and $50 to kick them off or someone off the panel for the night. The only people that are unbootable are women, Mr. Balderson, and myself. Gentlemen, back to you.
Well, the thing is, the reason I asked that question is a lot of that USAID money, that slush fund money, was counted up but not accounted for, correct? So
Yeah,
what's
what it was spent on after it was given out was not, there wasn't really necessarily any accounting for a lot of that.
okay? So who's to say that wasn't swirled away in a separate little hidden fund somewhere, just for a rainy day occasion to I don't know, pay some protesters to start some shit, so that way they can further divide the country. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. The certain party affiliations and even the actual government are known to be paying out money to cause distress. Hell, back in the fucking 60s and I think the 70s, the government literally tried to pay the mafia to take out what the fuck is his name? Cobla Escobar or whatever the fuck that dude's name is.
Pablo Escobar?
Yeah, Pablo Escobar. They failed.
He's like Koki Cokerson.
Yeah, I forget who, but it's, if you actually look at it, I mean, there's a lot of hush around the subject, but if you really dig deep, you'll find out the government literally did that. They'll do anything to. I'm not saying to kill Pablo is to cause chaos, but they're willing to pay out money for other people to do dirty work. That's where I'm getting at.
And that money is not official money. It's got to come from somewhere.
That's true. That's true. I mean, where would the money be coming from? The activist groups that are out there, they were protesting and having their, in my opinion, circle jerks yesterday. I'm sure it's going on today. They're saying that The county where this happened, all of law enforcement are racist, and you know, there is no justice for black people. We are oppressed in this town, in this county. We can't do anything. We get the maximum penalty for everything. I'm just sitting there like, here comes the stupidity.
Oh, that's
Here it
crazy
comes.
because he didn't get it. He didn't get the maximum penalty. 99 years is the maximum penalty for that, right? And I'm sure that they could have tacked on other charges, as they always do, right? I mean, carrying of the deadly weapon is a crime.
Especially on school grounds.
Harassing and assaulting and battering are crimes, right? So there's multiple crimes here where it seems that the DA only focused on one specific thing, which in my experience is very rare as far as initial charges, right? So usually they'll weed them down through the process. They'll say, okay, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to. But initially, they end up charging with a whole slew of things. Where initially, with his case, they essentially just focused on the underlying.
Most likely because it was so oversaw by the media. If they tried doing their normal tactic of stacking charges, then that immediately would have been called out by the media.
Exactly.
And
but then, of course, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I want to add to Boulder's point for a second, real quick. I have sympathy for Carmelo Anthony, and also I don't think he stabbed a dude because he was white. There's no evidence to just suggest this was racially motivated. It may have been, but I can't judge the dude and say he stabbed him because he was white. He didn't call him a cracker, to my knowledge, or anything like that. It's not like in the past he had a whole bunch of problems with white people. Otherwise, that probably would have been brought up. But he did make a poor decision, and I have sympathy for the next, whatever it is. 35 is the most. So I'll say 35 years of his life. But my sympathy for the family that lost their son, brother, and nephew outweighs my sympathy for Carmelo.
Oh, 100%. 100% agree. I'm just saying when you're considering giving him who was only 17, a stiffer sentence, understand that they've already basically taken away his entire youth.
He might be institutionalized and everything. I understand that point. Hopefully he makes the time. Hopefully he gets a degree or something like that. He spends the time, the best he can to better himself. Like, it's a shitty situation no matter what.
Well, I'll tell you, the programs are available. And for someone in his situation, there would be a lot of focus on driving him, encouraging him into those programs. A lot of times you go in there for lesser charges, they don't give a damn. They're not gonna care whether you go into the programs or not. They're gonna send you over to minimum security, maybe a work camp or something. They're just not gonna care. But a lot of times the higher crimes, the higher sentences, they do put a lot of focus into those guys and try to, through the different programs, rehabilitate or make sure that they don't essentially just go crazy or get institutionalized. So the programs are available. I agree. I hope he focuses
to some degree. He's going into the violent side of prison, which a lot of times doesn't have near as many programs because those guys are kept under lock and key a lot more than the, in America, we have at least 40% of inmates in general that are nonviolent. And that makes up your minimum and your things like that. And they're trying to incorporate them back into society, and they give them a lot of your minimum and medium security prisons. But I would guess because he did they gave him the option of giving him manslaughter instead. And they're like, no, this dude's a murderer. This dude straight up murdered the dude. And so I think that he's probably going to end up in one of the higher security prisons where
absolutely.
And
he won't be eligible for some of those programs immediately. Obviously, he'll be doing some time before he actually ends up being able to even be eligible for some of that stuff.
Yeah, which is hard.
When he gets down to it, though, and they start dropping his security clearance down, that's when they'll start focusing on him and doing the reentry stuff and all that. Which
assuming that he has good behavior, which he probably won't for at least the first couple of years. The first couple of years, he's probably just going to be angry and rebellious, which is pretty common.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's true.
But if he shapes himself up after that, and then spends like a good 10 years acting right, then he probably is going to be able to advance himself.
Hey, Boulder, can I address something that was just said in the chat?
Yeah, go for it.
Goofy and Mickey said they should hold their parents accountable too. I disagree with that. The dude was 17. Now I don't know. That's an entire subject in and of itself.
He was a minor. He was a minor. Technically, he's a minor unless they certify him as an adult.
Yep. If it would have been a pistol in his backpack, they would have done the same thing to the parents. They went after them. So. Yeah.
Well, they did charge him as an adult, didn't he? Like
I've got to assume so.
Yeah. I mean,
no, I don't think they didn't. I don't think they did, because if he was an adult, he would have been up for the death penalty at that point.
Yeah, but at the same time, if we say the parents are morally responsible for a 17-year-old, and then magically when they're 18 or not, I mean, I think. Maybe you could talk about a 9 or 10-year-old bringing a knife and stabbing somebody. Like, where are your parents, bro? Like,
Carmelo was 19.
Okay.
No, he's 19 now. He was 17 when the incident
when it
happened.
And charged as a child. Charged as a child too. I just looked it up. So 17.
No, he was it says he was charged as an adult on mine.
Really?
Under Texas law, defendants. Actually, under Texas law, defendants age 17 and older are automatically prosecuted as adults.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't needed to up it.
Yeah, there was no need to actually even look into that. That was automatic at 17. You are considered an adult, and I think it's insane to try and charge parents, because I got to tell you what, even myself, I did lots of shit my parents certainly didn't want me to do. That's just life. They've taken away a lot of the power of the parents, where if you tried keeping your kid locked up in the house all the time because they're misbehaving, you'd get fucking in trouble for that. If you try spanking them for misbehaving, you're going to get in trouble for that. Like, they leave you no real options besides institutionalization in these situations.
Yeah, and I agree too, because ultimately it wasn't his parents' decision for him to do this thing, to bring this weapon to to even go into that tent. He made all those decisions on his own. Now, if his parents would have either told him to do it or encouraged him to do it, then sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But this is not something his parents would have. Or even I don't know if they would have
led a life that was, or even if the parents were like, say, part of a cult that was like extraordinarily racist or violent in some way, where they promoted violence toward other people, then I could get it. You've promoted that in your child. But a normal parent with just a kid that acted shitty, no.
Okay, Carmelo had both parents in the home, right?
I do believe so.
Okay.
That's what I read a couple places.
All right, so there's definitely a failure there with the parents.
I don't know how you could categorically say that.
Well, weren't they the ones also advocating for more violence and shit, or was that just one of the protesters? I thought it was
I presume that was one of the protesters. The articles I read said the parents advocated for him to get lesser time because he was sorry for what he did, but I haven't seen where they said that there should be more violence.
Okay, all right.
I don't think I really ever done this before, but I'm going to use a personal experience. What do they call it? Anecdotal. Basically, I was raised by my stepfather and my mother. You know, I've known my stepfather since he was 4, or since I was 4, and my brother too. Now, my brother had every chance in the book. He had the love and the resources that my stepfather and mother provided both of us, and he chose to go a different route to where he lost a lot of years of his life for the dumb shit that he did. And our parents were there for both of us. I chose to embrace their wisdom and love and the resources they gave us. He chose to go the opposite way. So at a certain point, you can't really blame the parents.
Goofy and Mickey says, did the grandmother say she's glad that he stabbed that boy? I don't know where that came from. I
Some
would
people are
need a
saying
little
it's
bit of.
justified.
It was a mistake on my part. I thought one of the protesters was one of the family members, and they were just intermixed.
Yeah,
It
none-
was
none-
my fault.
None of the family members advocated or condoned his actions. None of it.
Yeah.
No.
But people online, I'm seeing a justice law. You know, it was self-defense. He shouldn't have put his hands on Carmelo. Yeah, not the family, not that I've seen like you, Clay, but I've seen randoms online trying to
Okay.
justify that shit.
All right, just making sure it's not connected to the family
Well,
members.
it's a
'Cause
good
That would
thing
give us a
that
better
the-
clue.
The randos are on the internet saying this shit. Cause,
Yeah, they're fucking idiots, man.
yeah. Hey, look, they can say
Yeah,
what they want.
You can't take rando jackasses fucking as the parents though. That's you can't mix those two things up. I looked it up and it says no, the parents have called for peace the entire time and said that they
Okay.
trust the justice system. And yes, they're trying to get him out of the charges, but that's a far cry from trying to drum up more violence.
True.
You can't pin that on those people.
Goofy is implying or on the internet saying that the parents or the guardians of Carmelo.
Yeah, the family didn't say anything like that. And also, to be clear, too, the families, both sides, both families have received multiple threats, multiple death threats. The judge has received threats, death threats. So, yeah. I mean, the whole case, because it's very politicized, it's just one of them things. So, like, just imagine either one of these families sitting there having to deal with losing their son, because they both did. This is not one of those situations where one family lost their son. No, both families lose their son. Okay.
True.
And so, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles sitting around talking about this. They're not interested in, taking violent action against people. I mean, it's, the Hatfield and McCoy days are gone, right? For the most part.
Thankfully.
Like, yeah, sometimes people get like that, but I mean, like, people know that story. They know it very well. And they know what happens is eventually you killed my brother, and it just goes back and forth until everybody in the family's dead, and it's just nobody wins.
Well, the other
Even the
thing that
Hatfield and the McCoys gave up on being the Hatfields and the McCoys. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Exactly. Yeah.
it got really messy.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if, I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't see the trial. I didn't see anything, but I don't believe it was premeditated. I believe, the Carmelo thought that he would not get in trouble because dude pushed him. Well, I mean, it's like let's go down the self-defense laws
Yes. This is a very good
because what they are saying is it was self-defense. Well, here in the great free state of Florida, the greatest state in the country.
much like
Bullshit.
Texas.
I lived there before. It's not the greatest state in the country. I lived in
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
well,
Tampa.
When you are a law-abiding citizen, sir, it is a great state to live
when
in.
you're a bootlicker.
Yes.
There's the fun in following the rules in Florida, man. Nobody does.
Yeah.
I
No. All the potheads come from Jersey. All the crazy motherfuckers come from Florida, bro. That's the
Just
theory.
follow the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not get caught.
Yeah, thou shalt not get caught. Yep.
Yeah, that was the hidden one.
Well, here's what I'm saying. You know, in Florida, we have the Castle Doctrine or the Stand Your Ground law, right?
Much like
commonly
Texas.
known as the Stand Your Ground.
Correct.
In the state of Florida, your vehicle or your porch, anything that is attached to your home or a
The
what do they call it?
Curtilage.
Yeah,
An
the
extension of.
curtilage. Yeah, it's an extension of your home.
Just
So
like-
if you come on
just
my
like-
property,
Well, it's just like if you're holding an object, it's also an extension of you.
exactly. So if I beat your ass with a club, it's an extension of me.
It is.
You know, I commonly say people need TikTok brain reset. And if you are on the Discord, you will see how I reset TikTok brains. Anyway, moving on. It's funny. Anyway,
Anyway, yes.
the Castle Doctrine in Florida is very specific. If you bring a club to a pew fight and you use said pew, you are not covered under the Castle Doctrine. The Castle Doctrine, the Castle Doctrine states, or the Stand Your Ground law states, use likewise force, not
Proportion.
unnecessary force.
Equal or lesser
So-
force.
So, dude pushed him. The other dude should have just pushed him back. And God forbid if he fell and, cracked his head off the table and was unalived. At that point, I could see the Castle Doctrine protection.
Ooh, yes, indeed.
Because at that point, he is using the same amount.
It's fisticuffs, right?
Yes,
Fisticuffs
fisticuffs.
versus a deadly weapon.
Correct. Now, some could argue a knife is not a deadly weapon. I heard that in the last 24 hours.
What the fuck?
Well, let me tell you something, you dumbass motherfucker.
Well, when the guy dies from getting stabbed with it, that seems a really weird defense.
I was just ready to say a knife can be used as a deadly weapon.
Certain
Okay.
individuals, their hands can be
Absolutely.
registered as deadly weapons and no longer fisticuffs.
Chuck Norris died.
Yeah,
well, he's
thankfully.
the only one. Huh?
He didn't really die.
Yeah,
He
he's
just
about the only one that I know.
No, he's
of.
just in hell kicking Satan's ass right now.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
die.
yeah.
He just retired from life. That's all he did.
Yeah, he just
just
retired from life.
I'm done with this.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, could you say using a salty old fart over on Pilled says you can die from a frickin' splinter, idiot? Well, yeah, you could.
So it's up infection and shit.
Yeah.
And bad bugs will get in there. Fuck yeah. Not a good time.
Basically, anytime you bring weapons into it, you're stepping up the game. Like in
Yes,
like where
absolutely.
in South Dakota,
Escalation.
where I'm from, the two things that move it from simple assault to aggravated assault is either using weapons or kicking a person while they're down. Like if it's just fisticuffs, you're just
They
getting
take the
simple
fun out of
assault.
it.
You're gonna just do the weekend in jail. Get a long
Right.
nap.
I mean,
Yeah. It's still a
I mean-
violent charge, by the way.
if you take a natural face and you make it a moose face, is that self-defense?
Transfiguration?
Yeah, why not?
Could be.
Why not?
They don't.
I mean,
what you mean?
I'm at a loss.
Yeah, nobody's
Okay.
catching the reference.
good. That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's good.
Can I ask why Kraut's over at Santa's house?
Man, that motherfucker owes me a bike, man. I've been saying that like the last 3 streams. I'm waiting for his ass to get home.
He's been waiting for that 10 speed since he was 9 years old, damn it.
Bro, man,
Exactly.
the Huffy, man. Give me
Fuck
my
man,
fucking
bro.
Huffy.
There you go.
Well,
Tell him.
Fucking
what
mongoose.
don't you? What you want to know why? You want to know why Santa's not home right now? He's out discovering that the moon is real.
He's going to be disappointed. He brought a whole bunch of crackers with him. He was expecting.
And that the earth is round, sir. Yeah, he's slowly finding this out. Rudolph said, you're too fucking old and too fucking heavy. I'm done with your ass. And you know, just saying.
Yeah,
I can't
for
wait
the
till
win,
he
I
comes
got
in.
I got a laptop today, so you know. It's crazy. Like my whole fucking format's changed compared to my cell phone. Like I can look at the chats and look at you ugly motherfuckers at the same time.
You mean?
Hey,
Listen, Kraut. You mean your EBT came in?
Yeah, man. You know, some states don't require the wording for what you purchase, just the price of. And
Did
that's a
you
fucking
did you
fact.
did you go out and you know, try to buy your buffet today with EBT? I just asking.
Yeah, well, I traded my EBT card in for cash. That's what I did.
I'm surprised you're cool.
Oh,
That was
shit.
good.
Bro,
That
this
was good.
motherfucker kept that shit. Oh,
That was
my
a fucking
God,
jump
that
scare,
laugh.
man.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
I saw the cut, but I didn't hear the laugh.
Just for you,
Oh,
for
man.
Kraut, do this. Just search out any image that you like on Google, copy, paste, put it into a file folder, and
Yeah, I'm gonna do
upload that into StreamYard, bro. Just do it
Yeah.
for us so we don't have to see Santa's house. Fuck Santa's house.
Hey, I got a question real quick on the subject. If I minimize the StreamYard to pull up like another app to look up like statistics or some shit like that,
Should
will
be
it
able-
close
you
the
should be fine.
StreamYard? I should be fine.
No.
Okay.
Should
Yeah,
be
you
able-
just open another tab or window. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll
All
still
right.
see your face while you're making weird faces and talking while you're reading with your lips. We'll see all that shit.
Nah, I'll
Yeah.
make sure I close my camera off before I do that shit.
It's really
you know,
fun when,
and
when you go into another StreamYard altogether and do somebody else's show while you're doing this show.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and especially fuck you. You're
Already know how to.
Oh, he's
yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. I think StreamYard by itself is relatively easy. It's connecting everything together, and
It does.
yeah, the only thing I need to learn how to do is what Clay suggested is finding pictures and put them as my backdrop or something.
Bro, I got like 100 pictures ready to go at any time.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I have a lot of these, you know, and by the way, if you'd like to donate, you know, and support the stream, we do have a sponsor of the stream tonight, folks.
Tired of your wheelchair falling apart at the worst moments? With the power of Flex Seal, those worries are over.
So you know, we need to buy. I need to buy some more Flex Seal. You know,
You're going to
for-
build a
for
boat,
my
aren't you?
tires. Sir?
You're going to build a boat, aren't you?
Yes. Speaking of boats,
There you go.
speaking of boats, I got one that Mr. Balderson loves.
Help! Look out, the gators! Get back, you overgrown lizards! Whoa, a snapping turtle! Duck and cover! Here come the piranhas! Fin City activate! We did it! We're still alive!
Mr. Balderson loves that one.
Boat building's fun, but it's a lot of fucking work.
So you want to pull up a clip of Thomas Massey and what he said in front of the Senate?
Can you do that because this isn't working correctly? Because I don't have my other fucking computer, or I would have loved to.
How's that, Clay?
Yeah.
Now
like-
you're gonna kiss. Now wait a minute. No fuck. You got to turn around and kiss the wall, bitch. Just remember that.
Yeah, bricks is good, but it's still not like you can literally just search out an image that you like, copy paste it,
I was trying to do that. I was trying to find. Well, I found multiple pictures of like the German and Irish flag, but they all the shit I found, they kept wanting me to pay for that. I'm too cheap for that. I just spent.
Listen. Send me in Discord what you want right now, and within 5 minutes, I'll have something back for you.
All right.
How's that?
It's literally just copy paste image, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to buy this shit. Not
Oh,
legal advice.
$500 or something.
All you
Not
gotta
legal
do is right
advice.
click.
You know Google Images?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the images, copy paste.
Or maybe one of the biggest honors of my lifetime, stand here on the floor and do something that's 59 years overdue, to recognize the survivors and those who gave their lives on the USS Liberty 59 years ago today, when they were viciously attacked by IDF jets, and also after that by torpedo boats. I'm going to tell you a little bit of their story. And there, by the way, there's at least a dozen of them here today with us. I just met with them in my office, and they related this story to me. You know, it was a clear day. The USS Liberty was one of the most technologically sophisticated ships in the Navy, but it was virtually unarmed, and it was sent to observe the 6-day war going on in the Middle East between Israel and its neighbors. It arrived on June 7th, and the weather was clear. The planes came out to meet them, to investigate, and then on the next day, on June 8th, they started the day. The visibility was unlimited. The American flag was flying proudly on the USS Liberty. More planes came from Israel to surveil the boat, the ship. And they thought they were in good shape, but what happened next surprised them all. French Mirage jets showed up, and for 25 minutes, strafed and attacked the USS Liberty. They shot rockets. They shot 30-millimeter cannons into the hull and into the ship. They even dropped napalm on the bridge of the ship. This was an effort to kill everybody on board. There was no intention of taking prisoners. After the 25 grueling minutes of attack on this virtually unarmed ship, and they thought things were over and they could recover, the torpedo boats showed up, 3 torpedo boats. They launched 4 torpedoes. One of them hit the hull of the USS Liberty and killed 25 people instantly. It blew a 40-foot by 40-foot hole in the side of this ship. They were intent on sinking it, but they were also intent on not having a single survivor. According to eyewitness accounts, the Israelis machine gunned the lifeboats that they put down. They machine gunned the firefighters who were on the deck. They were bringing the wounded and the dead to the mess hall to triage them. They had one doctor who was trying to help them all, put a few stitches in. It was harrowing, and it's amazing. If not for that crew, that boat would have sunk that day. But it still wasn't over. Helicopters showed up, combat helicopters. And the USS Liberty, even though their signals were being jammed by the Israelis, got a signal out. And there were ships that tried to respond. The USS Saratoga, the USS America sent planes. Both of them sent planes to help the USS Liberty. And something happened that's never happened before. A ship under attack, the planes were recalled. This has never happened before. And they sat there for 17 hours. 34 dead, 174 wounded out of 294 crew members. That's over 70% casualty rate, unheard of. The Israelis were intent on leaving no survivor. And what about our own military? Why did they not send anybody for 17 hours to help these men? So what really happened? You know, the official reports say that it was a case of mistaken identity. But if you listen to Dean Rusk, former Secretary of State, Richard Helms, CIA Director, Bobby Ray Inman, head of the NSA, Captain Ward Boston, who was the chief counsel of the Court of Inquiry, If you listen to Admiral Moore, who served in Pearl Harbor, Midway, commanded both the Atlantic and Pacific Fleet, and was chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, none of these distinguished men think this was an accident. They think it was intentional murder by the country of Israel, either as a false flag operation or because they simply didn't want anybody observing what they were doing that day. Well, I've got a call to action for everybody here. Honor these individuals. Quit ignoring that they exist. Go to their website, ussliberty.org. Support them. And while they're still alive, they need closure. Let's give them closure. Let's have an investigation. Let's pass a resolution honoring them. It's long overdue. And then they can have their justice. With that, I yield back. And I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record the declaration of Ward Boston, declaring that the only
Well, Massey is fucking burning it on the way out.
Well, can't really blame him on that one.
No. Hurricane Nunn comes in with the big $5. Mr. President, the moon is calling again.
Oy vey.
Yeah.
Oy vey.
Moon? Oh, you guys are on the moon? Yay.
Clay, start it off.
Yeah, sure. So I happen to know of somebody, or at least he stated that he was there during that attack on one of the ships that responded. And he described it. It was pretty horrific what he saw and all that. And he's of the same sentiment that this was definitely something that should have never happened. That when these things happened, it seemed as if it was almost like a false flag operation, or the idea that they just didn't want to have the rest of the world watching. It's a very interesting thing to see someone like Massey coming out and speaking out about it. It's a rare occurrence for someone in a high position of power to speak so heavily, strongly about what is definitely a travesty against what should be and should have been a strong ally in the time of, as well as years prior. I mean, it's kind of hard to speak on. Like, how do you even justify with friends like these? Who needs enemies? You know?
Yeah.
Our strongest ally, everyone. You know, not Australia, not South Korea, not the people who fought with us in every war we've been in.
Well, and it'd be one thing if it was friendly fire happens. You're like, and then you figure it out and you stop. Like from Massey's description, they sent wave after wave.
They sent like 5 waves. They sent 5 waves. They dropped napalm and strafed machine gun fire and missiles. And the ship identified itself as a U.S. ship before the wave started. They knew who they were attacking, and they did not care. It was because it was a U.S. ship capable of spying and looking in on the communications to make sure that they weren't doing war crimes and evil shit. That's why they attacked it. To find out those who rule you, find out those you can't question. And I'll leave that at that before we go into TOS.
Voltaire.
It's about time that our government and people are asking. It sucks that Massey lost his election.
Well, yeah, AIPAC and friends throwing $40 million at a fucking local election might stir up some sentiment. Nova Star, you got popped in. I like just keeping it.
I'm catching up what's going on, actually.
Just watched the video of Thomas Massey describing the USS Liberty incident and the fact there's not been any real inquiries into it or anybody
Really?
held accountable. Yeah, that nobody was ever held accountable, and he laid out the facts of the story where it's 17 hours. This ship, they sent 5 waves of attack where they shot the ship. They dropped napalm on the ship. They torpedoed the ship. When they started cutting out with lifeboats, they circled around helicopters and machine gunned the lifeboats. U.S. ship. There was 2 U.S. ships that got the message, though their signals were being jammed, and sent planes to come help, and those planes got turned back.
Are you on the right mic now?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh?
Are you on the right
Sorry,
mic?
you're not on the right mic.
I don't think you are.
I'm not? Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
it's got a bunch of echo.
I apologize. I was wrong. It was 2 distinct separate waves, but it was like 5 different attacks they did, and it was the first wave was air. Mirage 3 and Super Mystère jets conducted multiple strafing runs and bombed the ship with napalm, killing 9
All right,
servicemen
thank you.
initially. Second wave was C, approximately 45 minutes after the air raid began. Israeli torpedo boats firing machine guns and torpedoes at the damaged vessel. The entire engagement lasted about 2 hours from the initial jet sighting to the cessation of fire. The Israelis believed the ship was sinking. Casualties was 34 dead and 171 injuries among the Americans.
70% casualty rate on the ship.
Yeah.
Survivors and some officials contend the ship was clearly marked with a large American flag during both waves, though Israel maintains the attack was a case of mistaken identity. But they had radio communication, and the ship identified itself as soon as they started firing on it.
And what was the reason they turned back for aid for these guys? What was the
Nobody
reason?
knows.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's-
knows. And nobody knows why
Distractions.
Israel was never held accountable for these actions or why these.
I mean, people know. We're just not allowed to say it.
They're the eternal victims.
Yeah, most of
Something
us
like that.
know.
Yeah, you guys can hear me okay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Clay doxed me. Like, it's fucking weird ever since I was doing some shit on there. But yeah, I had to turn my internet on and then back on again. I had to turn it off and back on
Fucking
again.
bastard. I keep telling him to stop doing that shit, but he doesn't listen.
We're doing
But,
the round robin, and it was Nova Star's turn. She just hadn't been filled in on what the discussion was going on.
Yeah, I was fixing to ask you that the same.
I know.
I
We
just
always
know-
got to go over it for her. You know, she's always fashionably late to the party.
You know what? Kiss my big fat Cubana ass, okay?
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
little late. Yes, I know. I've got other shit. I've got a
Nope.
lot of personal shit going on. Okay, a lot. So
Yeah.
overwhelming. My opinion is that's a bunch of bullshit. We should be protecting our guys and everything else. And I would like to know more about why it's been getting kind of swept under the rug. And I'd like to know some more details about it before I keep commenting because I don't want to be a dumb blonde. So there we go.
Well,
But
you
I'm-
have about as many details as the rest of us have. This has been basically unofficially just discredited and not talked about for all these years. That's why Massey's coming out right now going, why is it we can't talk about this and didn't take care of this?
So this happened over the last.
Yeah, Thomas Massey came in front of the House, in the Senate, and officially, after meeting with survivors of this, came out with all the actual details and said, "Why have we not done anything about this?"
Wow. And who was president at that time? Was it Obama or
67.
No, this was like 50 or 60 years ago.
Yeah, 67.
Oh God.
So-
Oh, 1967. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Yeah, sounds like an inside job to me, kind of. You know what I mean? So
Well, and obviously Massey, the AIPAC and friends just basically outed him as took his position. So some of the things that the government, because this isn't the only thing that can be aired out with this, because the Israelis were spying on us and stealing our nuclear secrets. They've done a lot of
They
things.
sold technology to China.
So yes, so they've done a lot of would not be doing.
Could you guys hear that guy? I couldn't hear him.
No,
Yeah, he kind of cut out a little bit.
you cut out. So can you repeat what you were saying just then?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, weird. That some other things are going to come out, like Israel was stealing our nuclear secrets, selling off our other information, doing some other things that have also been swept under the rug throughout the years, as we're an Israel first country at this point. Well, they haven't exactly been America first in their transactions, and this is what we're starting to find, and this is what needs aired out. And Thomas Massey has started the process of doing so.
Good. Just kind of touch on that. Like, if they're there to observe on that particular conflict, that's a technologically advanced ship with a bunch of ways to observe all sorts of different things that are going on. You know, maybe they saw something they weren't supposed to see.
Like officially, currently still unofficially, the Israel's never actually, they said they have a nuclear program, but unofficially nobody can confirm it. And so that whole game's been being played for years and years and years with Israel.
And weren't we the ones that gave them the bomb?
Once again, there's no official recording of them becoming nuclear capable.
Yeah, I thought I heard like they stole one of our nukes off a ship. I don't know if this was this incident or another incident, but I thought that's what I heard on how Israel obtained a nuke.
It wasn't. I don't believe it was an actual nuke that was stolen. It was how to make them. Our technology. They stole the technology and through spying.
You're still doing the round robin, right?
Yes, and it is for the win.
Well, I'm going to have to agree with Clay. I think this is a false flag back in the day. I don't trust our government. I mean, I don't think we ever really always fully trust our government with anything. But with Massey, of all people, to come out with this, I think that's an interesting thing for the WHO. Just given that election that he just lost and everything, and that it almost kind of gives like this free reign. Like, I'm curious going forward, what more is Massey going to say? I think he almost kind of has like, all autonomy to be able to tell us the truth of actually what has happened. And I've always thought that there's going to be a decoupling with Israel and such like that. I've never thought that we're just like the straight up America and Israel first country type of thing. But hearing Massey in the numbers, dare I say, Balderson, 59 years later, 59 is the 17th prime number. They were out there for 17 hours, and 17 times 2 is 34, which were how many people died that day. So all that tells me is, like, let's just watch Massey, because I think we're going to hear more and more and more. That's what it tells me personally. So
thank you for the win. And Kraut Mick.
Real quick, do you mind going over exactly what happened? That's when Clay doxed me, so I wasn't able to get the full picture.
Clay is like that. It does happen. So there's an incident where Israel attacked an American ship called the USS Liberty. There was radio contact. They were told it's an American ship. They still bombed it, shot it, did strafing runs, dropped napalm on it. When that was all done, they thought there was going to be a break. Nope. They were just sending in torpedo boats and helicopters. So they torpedoed the ship. When the guys got off of it and jumped into lifeboats, they went around and machine gun fired the lifeboats. It had a 70% casualty on this event. For 17 hours, they sat out by themselves. There was planes that were dispatched from other carriers in the area to come help them. Those planes were turned back, and nobody knows why.
And did Israel confirm that they did this, or is this some...
They said that it was a mistaken identity, even though the U.S. flag was distinctly flown on the ship and radio contact was made telling them that this was a U.S. ship. So, but they maintain it was a mistaken identity. and the entire incident was swept under the rug and basically hidden from the public for all these years.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Yeah. Fucking that's dirty. Like, yeah, Israel definitely attacked. This was 50 years ago.
And in fact,
59.
I'm gonna play a little game, and I don't know that this is a fact, but I'm almost gonna guess that if you looked up the ADL, USS Liberty is probably on the anti-Semitic list, where even saying that word is considered anti-Semitic.
You would be right. 50 points for Gryffindor.
Yeah, wouldn't want them to have accountability for nothing. Don't talk about it.
Freaking yeah, that's a cop-out excuse from Israel if they did that. I imagine they did that because was that around the time that what was it? Hamas overthrew their bishop or whatever the hell that guy is called. I forget. Is that the same timeline? Like they had a dictator.
You thinking of the Shah?
Yeah. Is that around the same time?
That was 70s, I believe. That was either the 50s or the 70s. Correct?
This was during the 6-Day War.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
It was a U.S. monitoring ship. It was capable of spying, and it was spying on Israel because it was making sure that they weren't committing war crimes.
Oh yeah, I have no problem with our country spying on other countries to make sure we're safe.
Well, that's the reason that Israel gives. Like, if you talk to an Israeli, they'll say, "Oh God, yeah, we bombed it. We sure as fuck bombed it. It was spying on us."
Bro, why you sound like you from Jersey with that fucking with that
Because I am from Jersey, the Middle East of Jersey.
Yeah, me too, man. South Jersey all the way, man.
That would have been 12 years later. The Iran Revolution, that would have been 12 years later.
Other than
I was thinking
I have nothing to
70s.
say other than the fact that
I know he was right about the 6 Days War, though. And again, it very well, nobody knows exactly when Israel supposedly started acquiring all their materials for nuclear capabilities. So it very well could have had something to do with that too.
They got their knowledge through the French and stole the materials from us to make it. The French helped them make their bombs. It was in fact the whole reason the French have nuclear weapons is because it was the Israeli scientists that helped them make it.
Fucking French.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave us the Statue of Liberty, so we can't hate them completely. They're a bunch of
Should
stuck
have
up
a
slabs.
conversation.
The French are
Rocky about that.
the French are a substantial portion of the reason we won the Revolutionary War.
True,
Like, straight
that's very
up.
true.
Very true.
And I got like 2% of French in me, so I can talk shit about them all day long.
Yeah, if they did not pay for it and send their young nobles over to be officers and all that, and a bunch of fighting men, we would not have done. And then also use their navy to buffer the British Navy from coming over and just whomping on us everywhere. We definitely wouldn't have won.
Yeah, I remember years ago I watched The Patriot, and then what I do every time I watch a movie based on a true story, I always look up online and cross-reference what actually happened and what did it. And yeah, like you said, Boulder, the French are a big fucking reason of why we won.
Yeah. Well, really, it was funny enough. We use proxy wars consistently around the world, and we were a French proxy war. To be honest, it's not like they did it out of the greatness of their heart for love of the colonists.
Great minds think alike. I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, they had been wanting to poke Britain in the eye for a number of years and had been unsuccessful in doing so. So then they used us as a proxy to poke Britain in the eye, and it basically ran the royal treasury broke. And then on top of that, the young nobles that were over here for the revolution went back to France and said, "We don't need no king," and fucking this is what led to the French Revolution.
Fucking yeah, I'm in no denying that like the French helped us out for their own gains. I'm okay with that. Just like I'm aware America helps other countries out for their benefit, but mainly because we gain from it too. What's the expression like our reasons are different, but our causes are aligned, or some shit like that. Like,
Well,
as long as
there's
the interests
a
align.
large difference between sending an envoy that was, I believe, was it Adams that went over to France to try and ask for the help and arrange this,
Yes.
and what the United States does, which is pay and implant dissidents and pay mercenaries to go in as dissidents and recruit other dissidents and train them, and then we supply them with weapons and whatnot. This is a whole different thing. One thing they agreed to help us in this overthrowing for their own reasons, and what America's doing in its proxy wars is taking smaller states and overthrowing their governments in order to get what we want through mercenaries.
Mm-hmm.
That's why guys like BlackRock exist.
Business as usual.
Yep. And the fun part, living in Northern California and up in the upper Midwest or upper Northwest, is that those guys, when they're not off destroying third world countries, they come back here and raid all the pot fields and stuff. So when all the stories about how crazy militarized it was, that's because it was literally those fucking mercenaries dropping out of helicopters and shit and just going crazy on fucking on hippie ass pot growers.
Well, one question I've got is, wasn't LBJ president during the USS Liberty incident?
I think he was president during, you're mistaking it with the Gulf of Tonkin incident, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I know he was president then.
Yeah, that the Gulf of Tonkin was the false. See, when you say false flag, there's so the USS Liberty would not be a false flag because they swept that under the rug,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually happened. That the ship was actually bombed to shit. Now the Gulf of Tonkin is a false flag where we pretended like a torpedo got shot at our ship, but a torpedo never got shot at our ship. So now the story is there was a blip on our radar, and this is what started the fucking us in the Vietnam War, because Admiral, and you'll never forget it, Admiral Morrison, Jim Morrison's father.
Mm-hmm.
That'll drag you into a whole nother fucking thing called the Laurel Canyon MK Ultra fucking experiments.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the big reasons.
So Jim Morrison, who was one of the Laurel Canyon boys, his dad started the Vietnam War based off of a false flag. 100%.
The Morrison doors?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. No wonder he fucking got so
Yes,
popular.
the Lizard King himself.
Mm.
Yeah.
MK Ultra is one of the big reasons why I don't trust my fucking government.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But
yeah,
okay,
everyone in the Laurel Canyon, all the biggest bands from the hippie movement and whatnot, all came out of that. And shockingly, they're all the kids of military and all things like that. You start finding out things like the Grateful Dead's manager was handing out government LSD. The whole LSD movement was straight up the government doing that to us, because LSD was designed to do what? Make MK Ultra more effective.
Yeah.
It was literally an MK Ultra drug, so they flooded the movement with it.
yeah, they were experimenting on the crowd. So
Did you guys hear what America was doing with Africans? I think in the 60s or 70s, they tested like I think 100 Africans. Well, they tested a lot.
Talking about the Tuskegee experiments.
Yeah, where they wanted to see how Africans went through life with AIDS, and they didn't.
No, it was syphilis. It wasn't AIDS. It was either syphilis or chlamydia.
it was syphilis.
It was syphilis, yeah.
Yeah, like that. That's some shady fucking shit right there.
Dude,
fuck out of here with that.
they were giving them the cure for it and never gave it to them just to see how it panned out. Like, maybe we just give you the placebo. Maybe you just have syphilis forever and you pass it around to all your friends.
I think somebody was reading too much about Unit 731.
So a couple of things I want to cover real quick about this incident. So LBJ, yes. Apparently, when he was notified, it says that he thought that it might be the Soviet Union, which actually he was a little bit scared because then he was going to be in nuclear confrontation. So that's an interesting little fun fact. But also, I was looking this up too. It says that Israel apologized immediately after the incident, and that they paid out a whole $13 million, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, a whole 13 million, 3.32 million to the 34 killed, the families, 3.57 million to the 171 crew members who were wounded, and 6 million to the U.S. government for the material damage. So the material damage, think of this for just a second, okay? The ship, right? Obviously, you got to pay for the ship. $6 million.
Mm-hmm.
But the families were paid less than that. I mean, like the 34 men killed, 3.32 million. And then the ones who were injured, 171, by the way, 3.57 mil. Right? I mean, obviously, money isn't even going to compensate, really, because, you know, when you're doing physical damage to people and then, you know, actually unaliving people, that's some pretty serious shit. But it is kind of interesting, I thought, because I was looking at it, you know, going, wow, $6 million for the ship, but you can't even pay out half of that for this, you know, this particular thing, which is that people were killed. You know, 34 people killed. You paid half of what you paid for the ship. It's crazy. That's a great apology, you know.
That is true. That is true. I mean, look, the government is,
as
crazy.
we send them billions, right? We send,
Very
so
true.
they
Very
pay
true.
out a few million, just very few, by the way, to 34 families of the unalived, and then turn around and we have to send them billions and billions and billions. You know, so
Stereotypes exist.
it's crazy.
Yeah, but is it a stereo? Is it really a stereotype, or is it just deflection?
I didn't say which stereotype. I just said stereotypes. You know?
Okay, I'll renew the question. Is it any type of stereotype, or is it deflection?
I'd say it's more deflection from blame for what they did.
Yeah, usually it is. Anyway, we still got round robin going, right?
Sorry.
Are we still doing that?
Yeah.
Good man, Clay. Keep it in line.
Yeah. So I think
is it Orthodox guy?
Yeah, OG.
It's OG's turn.
Go yet?
My lawyer has told me not to give you my opinion on the USS Liberty and any nations and or ethnic groups involved, and it's a favor to you for me. So please skip me on this one.
Smart man.
All right, Toasty. Any thoughts?
No, not really. Trump's golden toilet defeats all arguments.
Hey, question.
What,
Anybody else seeing a big green fucking light outside their house right about now?
No, I'm not outside.
Okay.
I can't see outside right now.
No, I'm seeing it through the window. It's getting closer.
It's aliens, bro.
Sure.
It's definitely.
What's your question? Because I'm outside. What's your question?
I
It
have
was
an
a joke,
alien
crap. It was a
back
joke, man.
Oh,
His name is Paul.
yeah, I was doing something, so I didn't quite hear it.
Maybe we should talk about the blind pill.
I'll tell you what.
That is Star's favorite topic.
Kick us off, ma'am.
What?
Kick us
The
off.
blind
We should
pill?
talk about voter ID
Oh, God.
laws.
Watch me lose my shit.
Ben, did you happen to catch any of that about what happened with the blind pill conversation?
Get popcorn, lads.
I just think Spin was already in on it because his wife's got to be blind.
Helen Keller tried to sue me in 1858.
Oh, that's how he laughs. Oh my god.
Bro,
That's
you're
a
gonna have to
big
pay
jump
attention.
scare.
Sand Thrasher.
Look, y'all know Micah Buffalo when he says like the line. I'm not saying that because I feel like I owe him 50 grand. Y'all gonna have to start paying J. Cole every time you use his laugh. He needs to put an endorsement on that fucking laugh.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And especially fuck you. You're cool.
Kraut, did you hear what was going on with this whole blind pill thing?
No, you want to come in?
Okay, so I know that the four on the bottom. Wait, P. Fletch and For the Win. Did you guys hear about the blind pill?
No, we did not. No.
Wait, the blind pill, you say?
Yes.
Before we
Okay.
move on to that, have
I
you
just
guys
want to
heard
make sure of who
about
has
the
and hasn't.
Apollo Anthony stuff?
Oh, I've heard of it. I was watching when
You watched.
He
Okay.
you
was
and it.
there when the black magic
Okay.
was written.
Okay.
Oh God,
I was
Clay.
talking.
Clay.
Well, we got through our two primary topics. We obviously wanted to talk about the Carmelo Anthony thing and the Massey thing. So I'm really happy that we got through that. And these things are very important. But let's have some fun, guys.
Wait, I just want to hear everybody's opinion on the Kamalo Anthony thing.
Okay, yeah. Just
He deserved more.
yeah.
I think he should have got the death penalty personally.
He got a lenient sentence for sure.
I'm actually mad at the people that are saying free Kamalo Anthony and that are protesting and rioting over the sentence, and I'm just sitting here like, this is why I'm racist. I try not to be, but this is why I racism. Shit like this is why. I
It was
love
full-
black
it's
women.
full-blown premeditated. So it's
Yeah,
premeditated.
I want to hear you start as well.
Oh,
Yeah, because I know that OG and you weren't here for the original point when we first brought it up. So
for the Carmelo thing.
yeah,
Yeah, I used to cover that when it first happened.
yeah. So you think it was a appropriate sentence, light?
It's
harsh?
light. And what happened to
Very light,
Texas
right?
being like, sentencing to, the death penalty. Can I say that word? Is that a TOS issue?
Well,
Texas
I don't
and
know.
conservatives
So
have
please, I
always been
apologize.
nothing but bluster.
I think it was 5-99, wasn't it? Was the death penalty on the table?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Because he was a minor federal. He was a
Ah,
minor who committed the
minors.
crime, and minors cannot receive the death penalty, even if they're tried as adults.
Clay, you're in charge until I come back, or Balderson.
Oh, he's
Okay.
gonna get turned out in jail.
I said it earlier. His fucking asshole
Sorry,
is gonna be
Clay.
3 times of what it's going to
It
be, and
is what it is.
by the time he gets out.
That place is in a nice place.
I don't like that shit. I wouldn't do that shit when he got convicted, because I think that's garbage to glorify that shit, even
It
if it's
is.
justified.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he should have just got the death penalty. I think they should have given the death penalty, and I think that same thing for Dylan Roof and all the other minors who did horrible shit. And I'm strongly in favor of the death penalty, and it just goes to show you that certain people, like, this is why when Kraut Mick called me racist the other day, I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. There's people openly saying kill white people and hurt white people and are mad at Kamalo Anthony victory. I don't give a fuck. If it makes me racist to want justice and actually see shit for what it is, so be it.
Hold
So,
on.
hold on before you. Yeah, I know you want to go. Just to consider as well, you guys. So we were talking about this. That 35-year sentence is actually 17.5 before he sees a parole board, which at that point he would be eligible for parole. Of course, he would still be required to go in front of the board, and they would have to decide and all that, and then he would be under parole restrictions as well. So 17.5 is the actual time that he is guaranteed.
Had he been white, he'd be given 2 life sentences.
I agree.
And his parents would be behind bars too.
Oh, gee, can I ask you a question?
All that fraud, yes.
Now, you say you're a racist, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth. I just want to make sure that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. I understand race and the differences in race and genetics, and by
Right,
all
yeah,
definitions, that make me a racist.
Yeah, well, yeah. We went down that road the other day. I just want to ask two questions. Are you actually racist, or you just don't like other people that isn't your skin complexion? And I believe there is a difference.
So it's actually very complex. I understand genetics, and genetics are more than just skin deep, and they actually answer a lot of the questions and differences between us. But people are too afraid in the modern world to actually have that conversation and understanding. And culture is downstream from race because everything stems from our genetics. So people don't respect that differences and thus can't respect one another. They can't come to each other on the actual common ground of human beings and understanding those complex differences. And it's mainly, I don't hate people for being a different skin color. I just don't like people in general because I see the things that make humans human. I'm more of a misanthrope. Like, I hate most white people, if you want to know the truth about it, especially for being cowards and not wanting to have this conversation and being cucks. But I digress. I hate injustice. I hate stupidity, and I see that certain things have a higher distribution based on genetics in different groups. But I see that people are too cowardly to have these conversations openly and honestly, and people use race as a just shut down. It's like when you talk to women about emotions and feelings, they call men emotional to shut them down. People use race to shut you down.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of see where you're coming from, but so I'll tell you how I'm not afraid to have that conversation. Actually, the other day when we had that subject about cops, I made sure I came the fuck up. I wanted people to see my face, to know who's got the opinion when I was talking. But I'll say this: I kind of get where you're coming from when the culture and whatnot, and you kind of hate some white people too because of their culture. Am I getting that right? It's really about the culture.
Yeah, I'm an actual national socialist, and I live my life. I don't cam up because I don't care about the internet. I hold these beliefs in real life. I fought these beliefs in real life.
How old are you, cuz?
Beliefs in real life. I am between 25 and 35.
Well, okay.
And I fought for these beliefs in real life. And I think, and I don't, and like, here's the thing, like, I've had Black National Socialist friends. I don't believe that and I don't believe in racial superiority. I think racial superiority is stupid. Every group has their own niche.
Right. So right there, I wouldn't even call you a racist. I mean, you're pretty upfront with your beliefs, and the fact that you said that proves you're not a racist. The pure definition of a racist is thinking you're superior than other races.
Well, most people don't realize that. Most people don't.
Yeah, I try to educate myself. The few times I've been on this panel where, like, example, Clay a couple times proved me wrong. Like when I said some shit like Don Lemon infringed on the First Amendment, he said no, only the government can infringe. I was like, oh yeah, Clay, you're right. I admit when I'm wrong. But yeah, I hate some cultures just as much as you. That's one of the reasons why I don't like illegal immigrants. It's not about the skin color to me. It's about their fucking culture. And I believe the government is institutionalizing all those fucking illegal immigrants to create fucking sleeper cells. As
your government hates
theories, huh?
Your government hates you. Your government is a multicultural hellhole that has decided to hate you, and it is the worst aspect of right-wing and left-wing individuals that have decided to work together to fuck you over.
Oh yeah, and I want to ask you one more question. Should you blame a culture? Now, I don't want to say race, but to make it simple, I am talking about Black people, but it's a culture. Would you blame a culture for the government's brainwashing and propaganda and everything they did to make the Black culture dependent on the government? Do you know what I mean by that?
I'm not saying it's Black people, but to be clear, I'm not saying this is Black people, but be clear, I'm talking about Black people.
To be completely honest, my take on that is two or threefold, right? First and foremost, when I talk about distributions, you have a lot more stupid and low IQ, low impulse control in the Black community by genetics. That's just a straight fact. You have this by genetics, and you have a higher distribution in Black folks. The lowest distribution in that is Asians, right? White people and Hispanic folks are more like media ground. You do have a lot of low impulse control and low IQ, and that factors into certain things like propaganda being effective on you. Make no mistake, Everything that the government did to the black people was a test to see if it would work, and now they're doing it to everybody because the government hates you. They want to destroy the family unit because
they already destroyed the family unit.
Well, this is why I laugh when people go, when I say I'm a national socialist, and people go, "Oh, socialism! Oh, he's a leftist." You stupid motherfuckers! Everybody, right wing, left wing, in our government hates you. Capitalists, socialists, communists. They are literally working together to make you fucking slaves. Stand the fuck up against them all. Stop being a fucking tribalist retard unless you're going to tribe up with your people. Sorry, I had to address chat because somebody was being retarded. Yeah. But to finish answering your question, so you have those distributions, and it's kind of like a 50-50 split, right? Now that the rest of us know that our government wants to kill us and wants us to be enslaved and dependent on them, black folks are like, no, shit, gives me that free shit. But also I'm a bitch and complain and whine about it and hate everybody and do crime because fuck you, white boy. And that's just the way that's just the way I see them reacting to it. Oh. Like everybody has been oppressed, everybody has been slaves, everybody has been given a shit hand in life. Every racial group has gone through their problems. Black,
yeah, I agree with that. It's like the other day I was talking to Joe Cole. Oh, by the way, I want to say this is a much more productive conversation between us than the last time we talked. So we both got to appreciate that shit. I think we understand where we come from now. But I was telling Joe Cool the other day that, God damn, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, keep talking, man. It'll come back to me.
So I mentioned this when I was talking to Flow State about the Kamala Anthony on Emmett's. I don't know if y'all know them, but I was talking to, and Flow State said it's like a psyop, was talking bad about, like, no, it's very simple, actually. Because of the distributions of low IQ and low impulse control being higher in the black community, and then you have victimhood status where those people are told by leftists and other people in our government they can do no wrong, they can commit no crime, it's not their fault, they're victimized. That stupidity and low impulse control leads to crime and murder. And then they're like, well, I ain't do nothing. I'm an innocent victim. And the only way that we are going to get out of that is by being mean to minorities slightly and telling women no. I understand that that's a mental, impossible task for the modern man, but that's the way that we're going to win back the West and save our fucking country. That's I know it's such a hard task, but we got to be slightly mean to minorities and tell women no.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to argue with that, right?
If you look at what's plaguing the West, and when I say minorities, I'm not just talking about other races and other groups. I'm talking about other religions. They come into our country bringing their racial blood feuds, bringing their religious wars, bringing their tribalism, and then they use our welfare state, which I'm sorry, the welfare system should exist, but it should be extremely hard to get into. You should have to be a worker to do it. You should have to be a net contributor to do it, or your parents, somebody should have had to have done it for you.
Or actually really, 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 really need it.
Well, you and I have talked about this. You know my in-depth beliefs. You can cover for me if they call me a communist. Because I hate communists. I hate communists more than any of you guys do. My National Socialists, we were fighting communists before it was cool. Like, I'm just saying.
I've not noticed Christianity as a particularly peaceful people.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So I'm not sure what everybody else warring and their cultures warring and stuff. Have you noticed the history of Christianity? Have you looked at it at all?
Balderson, I'm not going to do this with you out of respect because I'm on your home turf. We can find neutral territory to do this. I'm going to keep going. Anyway, the simple fact of the matter is they bring no, because I can actually crush the pay gang debate, but out of respect for Balderson on his home turf,
you have zero chance. But I will take the.
I won't debate you. I won't debate you, but I will have blood sports about it.
Okay, I'll put it to you this way. If you want to do that, I will host a 1v1 with you and Balderson, OG.
I think Beth should do it.
I got a question for OG.
Or I can host, because I got my new laptop. But OG, I got one more question before.
Hold on, let me finish my thought before Balderson.
Let him finish his thought.
The thing is, like, so they bring this shit to our. By the way, Balderson. When I say our, I mean white people, whether they're heathen or not. I just want to point that out. They bring that shit. They bring all of their problems to us, and then expect us to pay for them and subsidize them. And we're not allowed to say a goddamn thing back, or they can stab us, behead us, or do all this shit to us. Because look at what's happening in the UK.
You talking about? Are you talking about the recent incident in Ireland? Is that what you're?
Well, it's not just that one; it's all of them. Look at the young white man that was stabbed by a Sikh. Actually, you're not allowed to have a knife, but Sikhs can carry them for religious purposes.
Actually, Flo. I think Flo would be the perfect in-between guy between Balderson and OG for a few various reasons. One, he's not religious. Number two is he is very capable of doing.
No, I can't. No, because then me and Flo would wind up debating. You haven't. I've made Flo rage to the point he went to smite me, and God made him smite his own wife off panel. I'm like, you missed, bitch.
Oh man, it's gonna be a tough one though, because like, Spin is gonna have. I mean, you're gonna have bias. I already know it. Look, you're gonna have bias. Admit
well, it's not just the bias. Because I don't think Beth would have the bias, but I don't want to take money from anybody's mouth because it was mentioned over here. So if anybody should do it, just for the simple fact of the money involved,
how about Nova? Nova, do you think? What about Nova? Nova, do you think you could host something like that?
Well, no, it should be Spin. It should literally just be a blood sport where we fucking get this out of the way, and the pagan has to bend the knee to the Christian for the fucking 18,000th time.
All right.
I'm sorry. That was not called for. I'm sorry. I asked. You were respectful. I apologize.
I can tell you.
I can host anything, but maybe Spin would be better at that one. I don't know.
It's literally
just to bitch at each other. What's the topic for?
It's not a debate. It's just an outright just argument because I don't do the debate shit. I'll argue all day long.
True.
No,
okay.
See, the irony of this situation is I'll introduce it, I'll bring you guys up, and then I'm going to shut my headphones off and roll away.
But no, so essentially, and you and P. Fletch and Krim, y'all got another question for me. Essentially, they bring their shit to white countries, expects us to subsidize us, expect us to bend the knee in our homelands and our conquered states, and fucking don't want to contribute anything but the downfall of our society and get ass mad and use racism as a cudgel to bash us in the head with when we say, no, pay your fair share, contribute to society, and don't fucking scam our society like the Indians. And they can't handle
Orthodox guy. Hi. Again.
I'm with you on that, OG.
Mocha. Check it out. It's the greatest thing in America.
Okay. Could I ask my question?
Ask your question.
Okay.
Yeah, ask your question. Finally, spit
it out.
On your question, sir.
I can't hear you. Aren't you going to tell us already what the question is? Shut up when you're talking to me.
Clay, would you like?
No, I don't want
to. Today, Junior.
Are you finished? Are we done, children? Are we finished?
Yes, Daddy. Speak.
Good girl. Anyway, so OG, where did National Socialism branch off from? Huh? What movement did it branch off of, OG?
Are you going to try to say fascism?
No. National Socialism. Where the fuck did it branch off of? Who started it?
National Socialism was its own nationalist movement.
Oh, it wasn't Mussolini that kicked off the whole fascist thing from socialism and created National Socialism?
No, Mussolini created fascism.
Okay.
Mussolini was a failed communist. He was a socialist. He got mad.
He was a socialist.
No, he was a communist.
He was also a socialist.
No, he was a communist. He
Either
was a
way.
communist and
It's
got
the
kicked out
same
of
fucking
communism.
goal, man. It's the
No,
same.
you know who told you that? A fucking communist. Vladimir Lenin said, motherfucker, you gonna listen to a communist? Huh? You gonna listen to
Well,
a
when it comes
communist?
to commies versus commies, yeah, I'm going to listen to the fucking commies.
Nigga,
I
we
got
was
the
killing, we
fucking
was killing,
record
we were
on it.
killing
Wonderful,
communists.
it's beautiful,
We were
it's
killing
great.
communists
Going to
before
blood
the
sports,
proxy
kid.
wars.
This is it.
Donate
P.
your
Fletch,
money.
we were
folks.
killing communists before your
Donate your
before
money
your
to
fucking
me.
proxy wars took over. We were killing commies before it was cool. Try again.
Make sure you puff that.
I had to mess with you a little bit, son.
What ideology went to war? Communism? National
I had to rattle your
socialism.
cage a bit, son. I had to rattle your
I'm
cage.
just, you rattled it. I'm just asking questions. What capitalist country
Keep
went
asking,
to war
son. Keep
against
asking.
communism? What
Keep asking. Wait
capitalist
for the
country
answers.
went
I
to
only
war
question my
against
mocha
communism?
every other Tuesday.
Wait for the answers, son. They'll get there. Well,
Yeah, I
same
know.
time the
I have a
cows come home.
We'll be waiting for capitalists to actually do something against their brothers in materialism. We are a nation. We are a people.
entirely capitalist. There's that commie rhetoric that he loves so much.
How do you feel about capitalism itself?
I
Well,
think
I think it's separate from materialism, which has taken over everybody. Period.
Well,
Yeah, I would
capitalist-
definitely say materialism
Modern
is leading.
capitalism and
Very much
communism
so.
are materialist ideologies. Now, if you're talking about old school capitalism, where it was actually people investing in the means of production and personal ownership of means of production, because the way we do capitalism, by the way, is the majority of it's public ownership. Just saying, what does that sound like? Communism. Publicly owned companies, publicly traded companies. That's crazy. That sounds like communism to me. Owned by the people, communism. Anyway, old school capitalism, because in National
I've
Socialism,
got to be with Orthodox guy on this one.
My
I'll fight
company
him
was always private.
I'll fight him about the religion,
Private
but fuck
shares.
corporations. That's
SEC and small business organizations in each one of the states and all that. Yeah, that's all socialism.
the thing is, like, National Socialism promotes home ownership, private property, and small businesses. When there is a need for a national company, it's owned by the government. I don't like that too much. I feel like it should be broken up and sold to the people, right? That's the time that it should have public ownership. But most businesses, manufacturing and otherwise, are, able to be handled by private industry.
I don't remember.
Like privately owned businesses, singular owned businesses.
Oh, that's right.
Can we address something? Because I don't know if it's like intentional to ask the question or if it's that somebody just is making a kind of a jokey joke. The stock
Sounds
market
like
is
New York.
communist, brilliant. The stock market is a place where a lot of investors go. There's like these 500 specific companies, and then the SEC oversees that. You know what the SEC? That's the government. Benjamin, you're muted. So even if you're trying to talk,
That's the S&P, not the entirety of the stock market. The S&P 500.
Right. What I'm saying is that when you think of like the world trade and all that, the SEC overseeing that stock market, that particular stock market, like all of these other businesses in the country, that's not actually really kind of part of that. That's something different.
If you don't understand that publicly traded businesses are communistic in nature, you're fucking retarded. It's not private ownership. It's publicly owned. It's publicly traded. One of the foundations of communism is that the means of production be publicly owned and traded. Like, it's literally the Communist Manifesto. Like, you people don't know what you're talking about.
government
That's
fully
what-
Orthodox.
Many
Look at
billions and
Toasty's
billions
banner.
of dollars in mocha, folks.
I
You
am
can't go
seriously
to
shocked
Buy
that
your
Clay's
mocha
not down
today.
with this. This is
Thank
the exact type of
Orthodox
logical
Great
that
again.
Clay loves usually.
What was it?
He's like, fuck, I'm mad I didn't come up with this one.
What specifically? I don't know.
This twisting of logic that he's doing, which is it's good one, it's brilliant, but you love doing that too, and fucking, I'm shocked that you're so
Well,
against this.
OG capitalism was privately owned. Maybe at most one or two partners going into it.
I'm completely.
And I support
in
that.
agreement.
I support old school capitalism as long as there's like one or very few owners that are dividing
I'm-
profit.
like I'm completely in agreement with him on what it actually is. It is socialism. It is quote unquote communism. The beginnings of communism is socialism. So what we actually
it's
are
literally
observing,
owned by the workers, brother. It's literally
Right.
owned by the workers.
right? It's called stock shares for a reason. I mean, that's
Well,
obvious.
it's owned by the public, not necessarily the workers. When it's a workers, it's a co-op. When it's
The
workers.
same thing though. It's owned by the public. Public ownership.
A
Public
whole bunch of
ownership
people
means
got
it's-
together and said,
the
"We're going to
government's
own
not-
this." That's socialism, and eventually it turns to communism because
Do y'all really
so
think
heavily
communist and
regulated.
socialist governments don't have economies? Like that's the
Right.
thing. Like they have economies. They have money. They buy and sell and trade.
Yeah,
With it-
and if you bring capitalism into the already naturally socialist united front, then you will actually do better, but you cannot get rid of the socialism. You just can't.
You can't get rid of socialism or capitalism because they're based on natural principles. That's why I'm a national socialist.
they
I go the
both work
third way.
together
I go
well.
the third way. I take the best of both worlds because we humans are supposed to work together, but we're also supposed to have profit motive and something to work for.
It's all that stuff that I've been trying. It's all that stuff I've been trying to point out when we were having these debates on tomato, but nobody wants to listen. They just want to say, "Oh,
it's not your fault. It's not.
no,
It's not your
no,
fault,
it's
Clay. Most
stupid."
people are retarded and don't actually know what they're talking about.
I know it's crazy. It's crazy.
The rest,
Clay don't know what
rest,
he's
the
talking
rest
about.
of
He
us have to
He
suffer.
can't possibly know what he's talking about without a college degree. Like he's got to have it's like some lefty, crazy ass leftist communist professor's got to teach you.
Well, there's a reason. There's a reason that we live in a quote unquote capitalist country, but communism and socialism is so fucking popular with our elite and rich people.
Why does the United States military and its forces rely on heavily guarding communist and socialist countries?
Resource extraction.
Exactly.
Like capitalists and communists are the same side, are the two wings of the same bird, just like left and right.
Yes, that's why
One
it's
does not.
left and
One
right,
does not. One does not exist without the other. Here's the thing, right? All the rich elites that own the private property, whenever your country goes communist, those are the motherfuckers. Well, they're disaffected children that don't inherit anything are the ones that become your rulers. It's the same fucking families that become your rulers, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm actually in 100%.
Yeah, all the systems have oligarchs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On what OG
Well, they-
is saying. Just I don't. Me and OG obviously don't. Just like anybody, aren't going to necessarily agree on what the nuances of what it should be like. Like, should be this law or that law, or this regulation or that regulation. Like nobody's going to agree on the exact same thing on everything, right?
Because socialism is just like a tick; it searches out capitalism.
Yeah.
really, is that why capitalism searched out socialism for cheap labor?
Hey, free idiots to work for you.
No. It's literally capitalism and communism are the same goddamn system.
Yeah.
The difference is the fucking lies they tell you.
Well, I'll give you let's break it down. Like
Well,
I like to do this. Go ahead and break it down to like the family level. So you own a farm, okay? You have kids. You want them to work for you, or if they're going to work for someone else, then they need to bring home a decent paycheck, right? So they can pay some of the bills around the house. Like the idea that that's not socialism and capitalism baked into both either way, whether they're going out and working or working with you, then that's it's both working together. You must capitalize on your investment as well as you must socialize with those that you work with.
The basic idea, the difference between the two systems is in a socialist or a communist system, everything that the community makes goes to the community and then is dispersed according to the people's needs. So the community rises and falls as one unit is the way it's supposed to function. There are groups out there that do an excellent job of that, like the Amish or the Hutterites or people like
Low
that.
level, small level.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and I think the same thing with capitalism. It also fails at a large level. Like all
Yeah,
of them,
that
I
makes
think
sense.
fail
That
at
makes
a
sense.
large level. And then with capitalism, rather than rising and falling as a group, you rise and fall as an individual unless you align yourself with a group on purpose, and then the group does things, which starts getting closer to communism.
Right.
Have any of y'all ever worked in the corporate world?
Sure.
Like actual management, or had close dealings with management?
For 4 years, I was in
Have I owned
management.
my own business? Sure.
No, like corporate. The reason I'm asking is corporate world specifically.
You mean like the Fortune 500
White collar.
companies? Because if you're talking
Yeah,
about Fortune
something
500
like that.
companies,
Something like
this
that.
is not the same thing as the regular
No, no,
economy. That's what I was telling you
No,
earlier.
no. That's not my point. That's not my point. That's not my point. If you look at how every corporation is ran and managed, it is ran as a controlled economy. It is ran as a communist state. If
Yeah,
you will.
bylaws. Yeah.
Yeah. It is though. If you ever look at the formation and the internal way it runs, no matter how right wing of a company, no matter what they do business wise, no matter how
You must
ruthless
pay
and
taxes.
capitalist, on the inside it is ran as if it were a communist state.
Sure.
And it is
Well,
organized as if it was
I have a
communist
hard
state.
time seeing. I can see that you're maybe making the parallel that their government somehow operates in a similar fashion as communist governments do, but it's not really a communist state. For it to be a communist state, the company would have to take in its overall profits and then from that point in time distribute to each of the employees. Each employee at these corporations, or
That's never how communism works, brother. Communism always
in true communism, that is how that works. And again,
and true
there's
communism, like true
there's
capitalism, has
actually
never been
groups
tried.
like the Amish who live completely communist.
Just like true capitalism, true communism has never been tried.
It
True
has-
capitalism
it has
or
in
true
small- it has
communism will
in
never
small-
exist.
It has in small tribes. Has it ever functioned particularly as a large state? No. Has capitalism ever particularly functioned as a large state? No.
I don't know if I would call the Amish communists, though.
Everything that they get, no individual makes personal money. Everything they get goes to the colony, and then the colony distributes that according to the needs of the people.
Bars
That
in
is-
every
There's multiple colonies, right?
That's
Right,
that's
but each
not
individual
that's not
colony is
factual.
its own cell.
So
That-
do the
that's not-
children
that's
eat,
not
do the children eat steak every night as well as the adults? Like, I
No.
mean, like they're not gonna. The adults are gonna eat something different than the children are gonna eat. The teenagers are gonna eat something different. 'Cause if we're
Amish
really getting
families
down
do
to the
have
brass
money,
tacks,
though.
well, hold on, because if we're really getting down to the brass tacks of it, right? We're talking about who's gonna be able to ride. Have the horses, right? Whose horses these actually are. This is dad's horses. This is not the teenagers' horses, right? This is dad's. steak.
Nobody said
It's
in
not-
there that there was equal division, which is what you're talking about right now.
Well, that's what true communism is, right?
I never stated even true communists don't state equal division. It's according to the needs of the people.
Okay,
That
then
small
OG is
child-
correct.
That
Then OG
small
is correct.
child doesn't have the same needs as an adult.
Well,
so
the-
you would
the
not
company-
give them the same thing.
Well, what OG's saying is in the company, what they're doing is determining your needs. Saying this is how much you deserve to be paid.
You could get a job in the whatever job you want in the company, assuming you have the capabilities to do so, and you get to choose what you're getting paid. In a true communist society, nobody gets to choose what they're getting except for the very head of the communist organization.
Do you want to know a secret? When it comes to corporate America, anybody could do those jobs. A fucking monkey could manage a corporation. The machine operators and the people that actually do the skilled labor is what's important, and they get treated the worst.
Yeah.
You know why? You know why I know a monkey could do a corporate job? Because I did it, and I'm fucking retarded.
Yeah, we all know this. Not well. I'm not going to
particularly the latter part. Okay. Anyway, so this is like this is going off onto the little tangent about the philosophy of the capitalists and the socialists. how do you guys feel about the whole blind pill thing? Can you actually, since
Oh, God.
OG, you kind of have.
How does those two things
How
bridge?
did we just roll into that one?
I'm tired of the philosophy conversation as
I
much
don't
as
blame you. I was kind of
Yeah.
waiting for you to.
Can we get
What?
can we get the
What?
backstory?
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that to me. But I want to
Wait,
say
wait.
something.
What did you say, Clay? I fucking had my headset off. What did you say?
Yeah, hold on. What's up, crowd?
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that to me. But I want to say one more thing. Like, I think OG made a point where capitalists stem from communists or something like that, or they derive from communists.
No, they're
Or-
both the same.
Same
They're the same thing. They're cyclical. Capitalism comes about.
Yin and
Well,
yang.
they coexist. It is like yin and yang, but they also feed off of one another. They're both cannibalistic
Yeah.
systems.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the way they're implemented, much like tariffs or really any system that we incorporate. Like when I think of capitalists,
Whoa!
you know,
You got a wicked
oh,
echo up there. Oh. I think you're on the wrong input.
But all right, so I really won't dive into that. But yeah, explain that blind shit, Clay.
All right. I can do this. But OG, I was wondering if you personally couldn't do that, because I know that you have. I kind of watched from the sidelines, and I did go up last night on that panel. But you know the guy who come up with this. You know the backstory. You, I think, would be the most the best authority on this if you could.
Well, I am authoritarian, but I promised Marte I wouldn't bully him anymore.
You did not do that, for real?
No, I didn't do that. I
Okay.
literally went on. I really went on Tyler TV and was like, "Bruh, I can't find you saying that, but I could find your link to your gay porn." They were like, that's not funny. Kale sent in a super chat. That is incredibly funny.
That's great.
Bro, no, when Kale sent in the super chat was like, "Can I be his spiritual father?" Bro, I about pissed my pants laughing though.
This shit was great. So could you explain it for the guys who haven't heard?
Oh, yeah, no,
That would be
it's
Ben
simple.
and For the Win and so on.
It's simple. Marte is retarded and wanted to challenge women on something stupid. And he's claiming that dating a blind
so when we start out with this right out the gate, it's a Marte idea. So I'm already got the fucking limbo bar is set low on this shit.
Set it about 5 times lower than what you got it at. It's still too high, brother. It's
Is
still
that
too
a
high.
is that a height joke there, gentlemen? Are you making height jokes at him? I think you should. My height or shorter.
I wasn't, but I will now. He's 5'3".
It was a twofer.
He's
I
5
ain't
foot
gonna
what?
lie. It was a twofer. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm so glad you caught it. He is a mental midget and a midget at the same time.
How tall is he?
5'3".
Oh fuck, he's my height.
But no, so I never really had smoke for Marte, right? He's like started like he wanted to have a conversation with me on Emmett's, and then he's like keeps coming at me when everybody else is on the panel. I'm just like, bro, all right, fine. I guess I'll bring my fat ass on up here. Do you want your gay porn shown, Marte? Don't make hold up. I should have went up and Clay. I should have did this to him when they pulled me up here. When they said it's not funny, but like, I think this is hilarious.
Can you big screen that? Can you big
I
screen
think
that?
this is hilarious. What you mean?
This
Yeah,
is
let's
the
listen to a
O-face.
degenerate give advice to men and make more degenerates and predators out there, right?
So
yeah.
So can you actually tell us what the actual blind pill is, though, OG?
Oh God.
Yeah,
Here
well,
we
I
go.
was actually tell you, it's
Yeah.
retarded. Like the blind pill is literally retarded. Like he says that women who are blind, they're not able to, like, the synopsis is like they're not able to partake in the vices of the world. Right? They're not allowed. They're not able to be OnlyFans models, or like degenerate themselves. So men
Hold
should
on,
seek
hold
out
on.
blind.
He doesn't realize that other people can see them, that they're not invisible when they're blind.
I told you it was retarded. You know it's a Marte clip.
Yeah, let's think about this a second. A blind woman with a dildo, not being able to see where she's putting it. That's a real good look.
I feel fairly confident the same way I can't feed in my mouth, but I still managed to get the food in there, that a girl could fairly easily find the hole.
Man, I hear all kinds of jokes about.
Oh my God!
Hey,
I'm gonna take this off my channel.
Yeah, don't get your finger dirty when you wipe your ass. But I think most people do a pretty good job of it, even though they can't see it.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like doing it with the lights on. I still manage to find,
That's what I'm saying. I feel like even if she's blind, she's gonna be able to find the hole, no problem. And if she has an OnlyFans, even though she's blind, we can still see her.
Hey, yo, but hold up. Honestly, I mean, think about it. Like, I don't agree with OnlyFans, but let's say some Helen Keller person.
I wasn't advocating OnlyFans. I was just saying that he was saying that.
No,
he said she couldn't, and I'm like, why?
Hey, Kraut.
I got you, Balder, but like,
hold on, Kraut. I got your solution. I got the solution for your wife not wanting the lights on when you're having sex.
Damn.
I've got the solution.
Look like me.
Yeah, and reflect your phone light off of your head. It's just a reflection.
Can I got something I wanted to say about
Damn, Stan. Damn.
So basically, Marte said this incredibly dumb shit, and then fucking he started going at Beth and AVG or Paige, and he challenged Beth to a debate, which she backed out on like a little bitch, and then because he got so fucking destroyed by Tyler TV or on Tyler TV by AVG. And it's essentially women who are disabled, like blind or deaf, are more in touch with God and holiness. So men should seek them out because they're more virtuous, because they can't interact with the world like the regular sluts, the regular whores.
No,
so
it's
basically,
vulnerable.
it's the argument of that because they are blind, they're more virtuous. Therefore, they should be the apple of your eye. Now, then he moved on to say that it was only a trap. It was only a feminist trap. This is the insanity of this guy, right? So he made the claim.
Wait, hold on. Before you go into the debate, this all culminated with Dusty asking about the $100 because Marte told me, because I don't cam up, Marte told me that like 2 weeks before he got caught cheating. Now, OG, in order to debate, you gotta cam up because we don't want you to use AI to cheat. Like a week or 2 weeks later, he got caught using AI to cheat, and we call it Grokgate. And fucking, he was supposed to pay Grid back the $100, and when we pressed him on it, and I came up, and I literally only came up to say he was a liar, but I have it on my channel where we've talked about this shit like for the past 6 months. He fucking called Grid One Motorsports at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning, woke this man up out his fucking sleep, and was like, Grid, they said I owe you $100. Is that true? Grid's like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm not gonna chase you for it, but yeah, you said you'd take care of it. You cheated on my fucking show, and I'm sitting there like, ooh, it was filthy. Go ahead, Clay. Finish the debate part. That was the funniest part.
So essentially, that's what the debate was supposed to be on: is this quote unquote blind pill? Of course, the whole time after the debate started, instead of actually explaining his position, which he had already explained fully, he already went into a diatribe on his own shit about what the blind pill is, stating that this is, hey, because they're blind, that makes them less susceptible, meaning they be more virtuous. We should, as men, look at them first rather than some regular normie. So that's what the argument was. Then when he got on the debate with AVG last night on Tyler, he was saying, no, it was only a trap. It was only a trap. I didn't really mean it like that. I meant it like this other thing, and he couldn't explain what the other thing was. So like AVG's like, okay, well, tell me what the trap is. Even Pharmacat came up there. tell us what the trap. He wouldn't actually explain what the trap is because it wasn't a trap. He was actually making an argument for it, and he probably really believes this shit. And he probably really believes that targeting someone who basically has a weakness. I mean, the truth is it's a physical weakness, and he's saying it's just an easier target essentially. And it was really funny when Dusty got up there because he's like, "That's super predatory, bro." And the whole time it's like, you just sound like a predator, bro. And he's like, "No, it's not predatory. It's not predatory." And that's when he really went on like, "No, I was just telling them it was a trap. It was a trap. It was a feminist trap." And like, okay, how's it a feminist trap? And it is just this whole back and forth. And the truth is that, I really believe that he probably really thinks that it's a thing. Like you could actually target disabled women a lot easier in your dating pool.
That's what psychopaths do.
And it was the original argument he made.
Oh my God, I think I've heard it somewhere else.
Have you guys seen that Wedding Crashers?
Yes, of course. I love that movie.
At the end where he's like, he started going to funerals, and they're like, brilliant. Like this just seems like the more further twisted version.
It's a red pill version of that.
Handicaps. Fuck yeah,
it's a red pill thing, right? Because there was this dude Taylor that was not Taylor, Tommy that was defending him, and Tommy was telling Dusty like, "You just mad you didn't get picked to do the gay porn," and this red pill dude was talking about women, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Yeah, it's bad when women do porn," and I'm just like, I wanted to get back up there so bad because like record scratch. I'm like, motherfucker, 30 minutes ago, you was just talking about how Dusty didn't get picked to do porn, and fucking Marte's got the body of a Greek god, and like literally saying this gay shit. And I'm just sitting here. Didn't you say it's wrong for women to do porn or get fucked? Tell me you're gay without telling me you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gee, wasn't he the one that on another stream said, "I tried porn, but it wasn't for him either"?
Who? Tommy?
No, Marte.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to Marte. I get called in to bully him when he talks shit on me, or it's permanent. Like because Marte doesn't like me for some reason. Said I'm not a Christian, so I'm just like, all right. First off, motherfucker, only one of us has done gay porn. Only one of us has committed an abomination unto the Lord.
Can I add something to that? I mean,
100%.
they can say that they can say all that they want, but behind it is the fact that they can't see you, right? So they're trying to say that if the woman can't see you, you have a better chance of getting laid, because if you're an ugly MFer, or a double bagger, it's going to make your chances and your odds a little easier. It's
or 5'3".
It's sick. Yeah.
She won't even notice that I'm short. When she'll reach out and she'll be like, "Oh, you must be sitting."
I know exactly, right? Same if you got a short dick.
And
right,
who
boys?
was the motherfucker that I called the
So
Mexican
big.
taco?
Huh?
Who was the dude that I called a Mexican fucking taco?
Emmett, man.
Oh,
Emmett.
Yeah, Emmett.
Emmett can't. So check this out. Actually,
Emmett's the homie. I ain't gonna say y'all ain't gonna catch me talking shit on Emmett. Emmett is my homie.
Emmett seems to have a hard on for me. OG.
You are.
I mean, can you blame
tell you
him?
on this.
Can you blame him? Me and you did not get
I
along at first.
I don't know what. Look, if the guy seems to have a problem with me, like I'm available on streams everywhere, bro. I make myself available, right?
He should definitely talk to you. Unless it's my stream and I send you the link and you guys aren't even live and you just ignore it. You'd be like, fuck you, OG.
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy asked the question. I tried to explain it. And instead of actually listening, he just decided that he was just going to ask again and again and again and again and again. And so, at some point, it gets old. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Emmett thinks anybody on Sarah's team is a leftist, and he treats them
he's a
as such.
retard then.
He doesn't actually think people are leftists. He's just being a political tribalist. But he's changing. He's changing. I'm proud of Emmett. He's changing.
I hope he does. Because
I've been hammering everybody on the tribalism.
I'll give you Emmett.
I had to throw y'all under the bus. You know how I was calling y'all loyalists of King George and shit, and all of them go after Sarah. I was like, oh my God, y'all don't have to hate Sarah her crew anymore. Y'all all have something in common. Y'all are fucking King George shooters. Y'all are loyalists, redcoats.
Right. Listen, Mooseface. Listen, Mooseface. Why does it seem like you are jealous that we are Sarah's crew?
Why would I be jealous? I don't give a fuck.
I'm fucking with you.
Nigga, I have been neutral on this Sarah. I have been, even to my own detriment, I have been neutral on the Sarah Andrew bullshit.
You have.
I fucks with who I want to
care.
fucks with.
No, I do know that about you. Like, and I'll tell you this about
OG. I'm just fucking with you, bro.
Yeah, he knows. Emmett.
Oh no, I am autistic. I did take that serious.
I'll give Emmett his credit. Emmett can make some valid talking points, but when it comes to me, for some reason, he just has to crash out. Now, if he decides that he wants to change that someday, we can have some valid talking points to share. But
Emmett is his own man. There are just some people that he don't like, and I've never talked to Emmett about you.
That's his problem.
Hey, is that before or after? Is that before or after he eats his bean burritos? That's all I want to know.
Again, you ain't gonna catch me talking shit on Emmett. Emmett ain't made me mad today. Emmett ain't made me mad in a couple weeks, and even then I wouldn't talk shit on him to y'all. I'd go my panel from my mouth about him.
That bird. First, hold on, crowd. I'll let you go after this. That bird, when he first started coming on panels, that shit was super fucking annoying, bro. In the background, he would chirp, 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 literally all the fucking time. Go ahead, crowd.
Now, I was going to say, Emmett might like you on a down low, and all he has to do is identify as a woman, so you can't reject him. Otherwise, you'll be classified as a trans.
Emmett is not gay or trans, bro. Like, if you even talk about degeneracy, bro.
You are artistic, aren't you? That was a joke too, bro.
No. Anytime you have fun or talk about boobs or dick or anything relatedly degenerate, this is Emmett's literal face.
Listen,
he does not like
listen, we cannot talk about
when I was a kid. We used to do that shit around him too, and he'd do that same fucking face.
Listen, we cannot talk about gay shit. I have asthma.
The guy you don't invite to the party.
What's fucked up is Emmett's fun to fucking be around and hang around, but until you start talking about degeneracy, and I'm just sitting here like, Emmett, I understand hate degeneracy, but everybody likes titties. Look at him jiggle. And he'd be like, I'd be like, look at him jiggle, and he'd just be like, oh gee, he'd be like, oh gee, stop it. see, Emmett would be making this face right now if he was up here.
Yeah, he's
gay.
No, he's
not gay because if you were to do some gay shit, he'd be making that face 10 times worse.
Listen, we can't give him gay shit. I have asthma.
I will give Emmett all his due, all his credit, right? He is a good church boy. He actually believes what he says. He has good talking points, all these things. But
in his bra.
I'm 40 years old, right? Like
I keep forgetting you're 40 years old. I think you're closer to my age because you look young as fuck.
Yeah,
shit, I'm 39.
Bro. Shit, I am.
Yeah, but you look 39. Clay looks like 28.
Well, I'll judge you too, motherfucker, if he actually canned up.
Oh, if you got $500 or if you send me $20 Cash App and give me your Discord and promise not to share it, I will reveal my face to you. I'm on that grifter shit. Since all the doxers.
Yo, you essentially just pimped yourself out, my dog. So
I am a grifter, brother. I make money on the internet. I do this shit. For $500 to my Cash App, I will literally change my avatar picture to my face. For $2,000, I'll give you a full body pic.
In fact,
wait, is that with clothes or without clothes?
With clothes, with clothes.
Yeah.
Everything
I would agree to this. It's got to be
3,000 frontal nude, 4,000 rear nude.
Ooh, and now there will be no nudity. That's where I draw the line. I don't do that gay shit.
You draw the line.
There's actually a backstory.
Rear be worth more on a dude than frontal spin. That might be the gayest thing I've heard all night.
Got it.
I have asthma.
Like, how much value are you putting on man ass?
We found him out. But no, I have a backstory. I've been doxxed and harassed, and all the pictures they could find are old. And I'm like, well, since you want to see what I look like, the doctors can pay $500 or $2,000 for a full body shot. Anybody else who's curious, I'll just send it to you on Discord for like 20. And I've actually made money on it.
I mean,
speaking of money, this is what I like.
Always remember to stack that bread, neighbor. Money, cash, hose. I'm about my paper, no cap.
We have been streaming for 2 hours and 22 minutes. We have not asked for any donos. We have not asked for anything. Now, motherfuckers, I'm asking. Keep the stream alive, because in 40 minutes, we go away. Back to you.
Hell yeah. Yep. Donate, please.
Anyway, back to OG and
Well, he had to
Clay.
step away for a sec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then I'd like to talk about what he brought up with the Amish. You know, I live around an Amish community here, and I used to have a delivery route, 155 miles, that I worked every day, spoke to them constantly. And their concept about, they don't have the normal Christian dowry, as most people think. What they do is when they're raising their children, their young women and men, they teach them to hold back certain items along their growth during their learning of how to be young ladies and gentlemen. The woman would hold back quilts and things like that she made, that mom taught her how to do, their own homemade skills, so that when she grew up and met a man, she would bring part of the household with her. Same with the young man. He had skills and tools of his trade that he would bring to that household with him. This is their concept of charity extending through each of those two families that come together, giving of themselves to commit to that unity. In the rest of the community, like Orthodox guy was saying, it is a type of socialism, but it's not the socialism we think of where the wealth is spread out. It's the knowledge that is spread out. And each individual takes advantage of that knowledge according to their talents. So their families strengthen rather than getting detached through commercialism.
I have absolutely no idea what this fucking guy is saying. It's boring.
Socialism is
Win.
dependent upon commercial wealth and the distribution
Mocha's
through
gravy.
thereof. Amish don't.
Okay. Mocha.
It is not
Mocha.
communism. He's just got a particular personality issue with me. He doesn't like me and I don't like him. Never mind him. He's a bitch.
Why can't we be friends?
There you go.
Why can't we be friends? Yeah, everybody. No?
Maybe take a hit and relax, dude.
Like you. So some of us can't smoke, unfortunately. So
I'm told I can't, but I do anyway.
I can't smoke. I have asthma.
I get bronchitis too bad.
Spin. I'm gonna start calling you Spoons because you're a fucking hypocrite.
What? Ah! Spoons?
Yeah, fucking Bones Dooms or whatever the fuck that cat's name is. This motherfucker was on a tangent earlier, like using big words, acting like he's smart when he's really not. Oh, you ain't got to do the speed date, man. I was just fucking with Spins, bro.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
I mean, we agree like on 90% of shit. So what are we going to talk about? What, you going to buy me dinner or some shit like that?
Come here, sweetie. Let me give you a kiss.
Talk like that is definitely a fucking dinner. Lobster. I'm not cheap.
Lobster? Yeah, okay. Would you like to go to Catch of the Day?
Yeah, sure. I'll act like I know what that means.
You are you sure?
Well, I don't catch if that's where you're getting at, but
well, you know that is a gay bar in Tampa. You know, Catch of the Day. Do you get it?
I haven't lived in Tampa since I was 10.
Gay.
Hey, look, I'll take you to 13th and Locust. Who's here on the east side? Who knows 13th and Locust over in Philly? Yeah, you might like it
I
there.
have no idea. I have no fucking idea.
It's called the Gaberhood, bro. A bunch of fucking PC YouTube. It's a bunch of well duly minded individuals that prefer the same sex.
Damn, I was expecting to see some hot sauce or something.
I know.
YouTube PC.
He was talking the shit, but he didn't bring none.
So do y'all want to hear Grid get
That's
angry?
odd. That's odd for both the Irishman and a German.
Absolutely zero fight.
Do y'all want to hear?
Well, I mean,
the bit where Grid talks about Marte
Welsh.
What do you think, guys?
If you do, I know, I don't care what you guys think. I'm gonna help Spin City and Balderson out. All right. If you do, why don't you guys send $20 to either their Cash App or their Super Chat? I don't know if you guys are monetized, but send them in some money. You can split it. You can send a whole. I have it pulled up. It's the only way I'm gonna share it. I won't even give them the link or the timestamp. Gotta send that money in. Send that money on.
Yeah, that as well as we also have a separate clip that we'd like to go over, which is the panel last night that me and Spin and Nova Star were on. So
Yeah.
again, the same deal. Send that 20 with that notation that says which particular clip you want us to review and watch and see the degeneracy and the.
Is it more of that you have to have sex with blind people stuff?
Yes, but then I came in there and I started decimating all of his red pill manosphere talking points, the son of a bitch.
Dude,
To
that
which
was-
also I called out the fact that he's a closet homosexual, because which he is.
He
He's not
absolutely
even closeted.
he absolutely is. And fucking
Well, I've
thing
never seen the guy before.
I think he thinks these things are clever. He's trying to find something clever and edgy. Like I debated him once, and it was his prompt too.
Well, just to be clear, Ben, this was actually Tommy, a different guy on the panel, who picked up Marte's point. But go ahead.
Somebody thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, somebody thought it was a good idea. Some other guy on the panel.
Yeah, that would be
It's another
Tom, that would be
psychopath.
Tommy, the dude that I was talking about.
Like,
that was
he's like-
Marte's got the body of a Greek god, and it was like it's gross for women to do porn, but you were just never approached. That's why you mad. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. You realize you're talking about gay porn, Tommy? Gay porn.
Like he really came out and was like, you know what's the hookup? Handicapped chicks. And this dude's like, he's spitting fire.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So guys, listen. That's the video. So we got Grid is one of them. So send it with Grid with $20, or send us that you want to see, and we'll call it Tommy for the other one. So we want to review it. I know you guys want to see it. This is fucking hilarious. Our Nova Star just brutalizing this guy.
Thank you, Clay.
I played him on a 2-on-2 on a Sarah panel, and whatever it was, I can't remember the shit that he said, but it was me and Steve and Marte, and it was his opening statement. And fucking Steve and I both, without any coordination, just started laughing our asses off because whatever he said was just so fucking dumb. You're like, and then he just kind of dropped it. Like that was his whole premise, and we just laughed him out of it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, it sounds like a common theme with him then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he tries to find things that are clever and new, and in his head, it's a good idea. But it's almost like that scene off of Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever, where he's like, you looked in the mirror and you thought, taser face? Yeah, that's cool. You know, but then out in public, nobody else also thinks that was cool.
Yo, Clay, who is this guy?
So who Benjamin is talking about is Marte, and Marte is a guy who he's got his own channel. He's ex bodybuilder. He still does it, but he's like a champion bodybuilder. But for some reason, he fell into the idea that he could kind of debate, which he's really not good at because he's really good at cheating. Number one, and his actual ideas that he comes up with are just wild and out there. And all of a sudden, he thinks he's got something, and he thinks he can trap someone with no trap, with no doors. But this guy, his name's Marte, and he did some gay porn, and yeah, he didn't want to admit it, and then people found the video, and they've been sharing it across the fucking internet, and now we know about it. But anyway, this guy, his name is Marte. Should I go on?
Well, yes. Talk about how he wants to get into politics. Another crooked guy going into politics. We need more homosexuals like that.
He wants to be like
repressed homosexuals, because those are always the not dangerous ones.
Never, ever.
Like the other way that he ties into this whole situation is he's tied himself to the ortho bro movement, which I truly think is why he got into debating, was watching Andrew Wilson videos, and he's like, yeah, he owned her, and he wants to be a manly man so bad, and he's so not a manly dude. You're like, holy shit, but he wants to bad, and so he's tied himself onto Andrew Wilson. Like, if you ever listen to him talk, you would think he's best friends with Andrew Wilson, and then if you listen to Andrew Wilson talk, it's not the same story.
It's not the same story. Andrew's like, no, I told him to take my picture down because essentially we are not friends, and I am. Andrew's like, no, I am the Crucible. These other guys are nothing. Isn't the Crucible? Speakeasy's kind of like that too. He thought he was the Crucible. A lot of people are traveling around the chats with, like the Crucible crew, or Crucible for the win, and it's like, no, none of these people are the Crucible. I'm Andrew Wilson. I'm the Crucible. That's his exact words. It's like, no, So it's kind of funny to watch Margay. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say his name correctly. I apologize, Margay.
Good
I won't say that again. So anyway, this guy's name is Margay.
Over on Uncle Ted Talks, we refer to him as Marte.
Marte. Anything else? Anything else you need to know about the guy?
No, I was just curious.
I wish we had our time back. That was brutal, guys. Fuck. I'm sorry you guys had to go through that the first time around. Holy fuck.
Novastar, you got a channel too. You're a fucking YouTube podcaster, whatever they're called.
I am. Yeah, I do a little bit more satire mixed with my news, and like I cover everything from occult
with
stuff.
Your nudes. What? Nah,
yes, I know.
You said
right?
news. I got you. I got you.
News,
said news.
yes. Yes. I do more satire and things like occult spaces, and I look at some historical crap, medical stuff. I'm a little more diverse in the entertainment part of it.
Well, what about occult are you talking about?
How all of these places like the Manosphere are occult spaces, yes, and they have their little cult leaders like Andrew Wilson. Yes, and gay Rollo Tomasi, grandma over there.
Not a cult. A cult.
Yes. And how those tactics are used. Yes, that's how we opened up the series. Me and a good friend of mine. I don't know if he wants me to mention his name right now, so I won't right now till he tells me.
Is that real? Somebody just wrote in the chat Donald Trump passed away. He trolling, right?
Yeah, he's trolling probably.
Yeah, probably trolling.
You got to ignore that.
That will get you banned here, sweetie. Okay.
Oh, that's so what? Spin. Leave him alone.
I'm not. I'm not.
Like, they want to troll. That's about as friendly of a troll as I've ever seen. And we could all be that lucky. Yeah.
Well, no, because it's crazy. So I don't want to get into like if it really happened or not. People have their opinions. I even have my fucking opinions on it. But that first assassination attempt, it happened like when I was in the movies with my wife and 3 kids. When we got out, we saw that shit all over Facebook, and I was like, "Whoa, did that really fucking happen?" And sure enough, the event happened. The details of the event, I don't want to get into if it's conspiracy or not. But yeah, that's why when that dude just wrote that, I was like, "Well, we're all kind of out of loop right now. We're not watching the news. We're all on here, so."
Yeah, I got a couple of snapshots from that too. I got the dude who did it. And then I got that picture that's like the viral picture. So
with his hand up and everything.
Yeah, the flag and the Secret Service right there with him and all that, and he's got his hand up there, all that shit. Yeah.
So has anyone paid for the video yet? I guess they don't want to lie.
You guys got to pay for the loosh, yeah, because essentially we have gone through our topics. We even added an extra one in.
I got a topic.
They did not end up adversarial at all.
Right?
Who here thinks the party switch happened? I'm on the affirmative that it's a fucking myth.
I'm on the affirmative that it's a myth, but not for the same reasons you are.
Well, no. Well, I mean, no, it's definitely a myth. And to put it bluntly, some people left the Democratic state and went to Republican state because I always forget his name, the fucking president that just took office.
I don't think.
Hold on, OG. I gotta ask.
It's a uniparty.
No. I want to ask him though, OG. So, do you believe that there are 2 parties right now, Kraut?
Well, there's 2 main parties, but there's subsections of those parties. Like I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm not a Republican, and I'm not MAGA. No disrespect, Spin. I am conservative, and what I mean by that is I value traditional ideas. I want my wife to actually probably
Donald Trump and his rear end with a pineapple.
I'm not MAGA. That, like, for example, like
little Mickey style.
Hopefully in the next 5 years, we can actually make this happen.
Shut your fucking gorilla basket for a second.
He turned that shit sideways.
Where my wife.
That is the most retarded thing I've ever heard, Kraut. Just stop while you're ahead, okay? Just stop.
Hold up.
He's been waiting all night to say that.
You heard what I fucking said. Shut your fucking gorilla basket.
Does that laptop have a 14-day return policy? Shit.
Hold up. What was retarded what I said?
No, it was probably retarded because I told you to shut your fucking gorilla basket for a second. The second thing is MAGA is a movement. Okay? It's not a human being. It's not a cult. It's a movement.
Hold on, Spin. I'm not saying
shut up, OG.
Spin. I'm not saying it's a cult or anything like that, but I believe in the idea of MAGA.
Where are you moving to?
Siberia, like you.
Who's messing with a pistol? I hear somebody loading shit. Well, who's
you don't hear nobody loading a goddamn thing.
Listen, I've been waiting all fucking night to tell somebody to shut their fucking gorilla basket. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I said, I will tell somebody tonight to shut their fucking gorilla basket.
He's been waiting to say it all night.
I ain't even trying to be rude, Nova Star, but you know how I know that you don't hear somebody loading something up? Because you hear somebody taking a 1911 apart. That's what you hear. And I'm sorry, I thought I was muted.
Yeah, I could hear it too. I knew it was not loading. It was.
Hey, Wayne, what did I say? That was
moving parts.
He's a racist. That's what it is. Yeah, that's it. He's racist.
Gorilla mouth. That's all he wanted to call it. And not even you. He just wanted to say that to somebody.
I'm not even advertising for Trump. I was clarifying when I consider myself a conservative. I believe in traditional ideas.
And you're MAGA.
Well, I mean, I believe in the idea of MAGA. I want to make America the
make everything great again.
Yeah. Like,
isn't that a division of Grindr?
Yes. Tinder.
Grindr.
It's a bunch of people with noble ideas that don't know what the fuck they gonna do with themselves because they don't know how to do it.
Let me ask you guys.
Well,
who
no,
are-
I can tell
I
you
wanna
straight up
ask
what
you-
conservatives believe in, and it's very fucking simple. Small government. The wife stays at home with the fucking kids. The husband works, and he makes all the fucking decisions.
But why do you believe
That's
in
crazy.
small government? Why do you believe in small
Nah.
government?
In 2026, you really still believe that's possible?
It's
Small
not
government,
possible.
I believe.
Yeah,
I believe
You do, but you
No.
are the backbone of
You asked
America.
if it's possible.
No,
All right,
not
all
for
right.
You guys-
everybody.
if you guys- I
For
think if people-
everybody, though.
I think if people understood what the mayoral form of government was and took their stance there and actually got involved in their local community and made sure their voice was heard, I think that's what we're talking about with local government. The small government means the small man, quote, small man, the independent man
No,
has to
it
be
doesn't.
involved, has to be involved.
Well, what Crowd is referring to is not having government in every fucking little cookie jar that there fucking ever is. They're very limited in power. They stay the fuck where they are supposed to be, and they don't get in all of our fucking shit. That's really what he's talking about. It's not about
Well,
small
absolutely
local
agree.
government.
That's called deregulation. And again,
know
that's
how to
part
do
of the
that, though,
people
right?
taking that power back.
What El Perro is saying, which is for you to be involved in their business, not them to be involved in your business. Because if you don't start getting involved in their business, they will get involved in your business.
This is true.
So hold your government accountable.
And I
but-
do.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I got something to bring up to the next councilman.
It doesn't
matter.
It doesn't matter how big or how small the government is. It needs to be accountable to the people, and they should fear the people. The government needs to be as big as it needs to be to manage the territory.
Well, hold up,
Doesn't
OJ.
mean-
You said
it
the
doesn't
other
mean-
night
it-
the
it
government's
doesn't-
corrupt, so just let it be. So,
Dude, the federal government's a behemoth. It doesn't need to be what it is. It's taken on so many tasks that were never asked of it.
Correct.
That's just like your opinion. We can have this debate another time.
no, you
That-
got to say
that's
that
like
right,
most-
man. You got to say that like the Big Lebowski. Well, that's just like your opinion, man. Come on.
Well, there are a lot of the tasks that I feel like they are involved in that they wouldn't originally have been involved in if it weren't for bad actions going on. But the problem I see is that the government got involved and then wasn't regulated upon their involvement, like the
You know,
SEC.
And you know, at the federal level, Congress works just like city council meetings. They have a
Yes.
public comment section. Before they pass any votes, you have the right to make a comment as public. And you can do that in both paper form or electronic form, or you can go before Congress with your senators.
And petitioning part too, because you can actually force
People
them
just
to do
don't do
resolutions. You can
That-
actually
that's- you know-
force resolution on paper for them to actually enact through your petitioning portion as well.
It's called remonstrance.
People don't know that, and that's why I fucking hate you sovereign citizens so much, because the people do have recourse that they can actually do, but you sovereign citizens be like, I'm a land ship. He's a space pirate.
Whoa.
I've never
Let's
spoken
stop.
like that. I have
Hold
never
on. It's
spoken like that.
sovereign citizen bullshit, okay?
You know what
It's
sovereign-
absolute bullshit.
Yeah, no,
Bullshit.
Angry American, but there's some things that they have that are correct. You can go before your government. You can force a redress. You as a citizen can do some of these things.
That's
They
part
just
of the
hate-
Constitution.
Hold up,
They
OG.
just hate to be like, we're a ship.
Okay,
That
so
is
the question
part
is,
of
why
the
don't we?
Constitution.
Because people don't know how to do it, and then
Right.
people
This
start
is why
going
when
on
I
being
tried telling
schizophrenic.
you, this is why I told you that
Then
one
teach them.
Ian, that there are arguments that the sovereign citizens have that match a constitutionalist argument, and then sometimes it deviates. That's why when the dude was making constitutional arguments, I told you he's not a sovereign citizen. That's different. The sovereign citizens sometimes use constitutional arguments, but they also have shit that's wild as fuck.
Which in and
Yeah,
of
like
itself
I'm the
doesn't
living.
make sense.
Listen, I'm the living man. Yeah, I'm a man and I'm living.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no,
OG.
here's the
Christian-
fucked up.
The-
Here's
the-
the fucked up
OJ,
part.
I got to say this about sovereign citizens because I watch a lot of their videos because I find watching stupid people entertaining as fuck. And sovereign citizen trying to argue the government is fucking retarded because they don't believe they're above the law. They don't believe the government applies to them. So them arguing the Constitution is fucking retarded anyway. Because how are you going to argue something you don't fucking believe in?
And the Christian scriptures say God formed man of the dust of the ground. And when he breathed the breath of life into his nostrils, man became a living soul. So I prefer to use living soul in reference to the man.
Well, I'm a Christian, but I don't know what the fuck this has to do with what we're talking about.
Well, when it comes to the law, you know thyself and not thy person.
Well, even Jesus said we need to obey law or the government or some shit like that. I forget exactly what
it
it said.
violates God's law.
Correct, and that's why we have the Constitution to help us fight back. But my argument was sovereign citizens.
Look, I'm actually going to agree with the pagan fucking Christian man. Remember who you are. Remember your ancestors. Remember the sword that you carried. That's all I'm saying.
Who's the pagan Christian?
I remember the sword I carry every time I piss.
But you're muted, Balderson.
I'm an Odinist and he is a Christian.
Yeah,
anybody's a pagan Christian. I'm an Odinist. I'm not a Christian in any way, shape, or form. But he's also saying that that pagans say, remember your ancestors. And he's right about that. Because we were Odinists before the Christians came along. We had pride, honor. We were amazing people, and the virtues that we lived by got carried over into this Christian society, and there's some theft of there's some honor stealing here where they act like these virtues that have been carried through in the
it wasn't honor.
They came from borrowing to begin with.
It wasn't even borrowing. Christianity wasn't Christianity.
Honorably pass on. Don't call
Christianity wasn't Christianity until it marched into Europe, and we changed it. We won. We are God's chosen people now.
They did not march into Europe and take
that's wrong.
Don't even try pretending. Holy shit! You know the Battle of Teutoburg Forest, right? It didn't pan out good. Like in
every armed conflict, you pagans broke rank and ran. Your own lords and nobles converted you by
I got to ask Boulder a question, and then I'm probably getting off.
I don't disagree with that part.
Boulder's
don't get off on screen though.
What's our oldest son?
Clay.
What? What you believe in? Odinson? Am I pronouncing that right? I'm not.
I'm an Odinist. I follow Odin, the Allfather.
Oh, okay. Okay. No shit. I didn't know that, but yeah, I don't have anything to say. I mean, I'm a Christian. You're what you said. I think our beliefs kind of line.
Oh my God. Well, definitely our beliefs are going to align because the Christian beliefs adopted the Northern culture, the Germanic culture. So like, even when you look at the symbolism, the holidays, all that derives from Germanic.
Yeah. Like Thursday.
Jesus wasn't born on Christmas. That's our holiday. That's Yule. And they needed to port it over and still keep it a holiday at the same time. Like marriage, you can read Germania. Pre-Christianity, before it even ever existed, this is the system we used, including the rings. Christians don't use rings, never did use rings. Their symbolism isn't that. Christ wasn't even crucified on the cross that they try and pretend like they have. It was an X. Christ was that's Yggdrasil.
The cross is,
that's Yggdrasil.
The cross is the symbol, is the rune for strength. I forget what is the Y. That's the actual cross.
Well, yeah, I am. I can't remember the name. I don't think
Balderson's not wrong. I believe that God is and Jesus are the true, like the Trinity is the true thing. However, I don't believe it actually existed in its purest form until it came into Europe. Pagans get mad when I say march into Europe. Until the Europeans took the cross and expanded Christianity and actually held the Council of Nicaea, I don't believe Christianity exists. In fact, it didn't. Christianity did not take off until Europeans adopted it.
I don't think it took off until the Vikings went over to England.
you're being a little disingenuous because we're talking about the northern tribes and the Europeans that adopted it at the Council of Nicaea were the Romans.
Yes, but Christianity at its height,
Northern tribes.
Christianity.
That's the Dingleberry down there in Italy.
My family.
Italy's in Europe.
I have papers. I have papers from 1940s that tell me my family is German. All right, I have the blood work, sir.
Show papers, mine.
So I don't disagree with you. There's a reason that I hold certain beliefs. All right, I look, Balderson. There are two types of people. They're Germans, and then everybody else who's subhuman. All right, that's how it is. People are like, well, what about Scandinavians? I'm like, I said Germans, like the Germanic peoples, like Scandinavians.
There are Germans, and there are those who will not wear the mustache.
Norway, Sweden.
Like people don't realize, if you're from Northern Europe, you're a fucking Germanic. You're from the Germanic tribe.
Fact.
Hey, people don't realize that. And until our people, Balderson, converted to Christianity, it didn't take off. I understand the Church of Nicaea.
That is.
I understand the Church of Nicaea was Romans, but Orthodoxy, Catholicism, even Protestantism, and the other sects were nothing until the Germanic peoples said this is a good idea.
Hold up.
Well, you know who those Germanic people are? The Roman tribes that everybody claims disappeared.
What's the oldest sect of Christianity?
Absolutely not. Take that Jewish stuff and put it back in your pocket. It's not. We were
I
never.
didn't say Jews. I said Romans.
No, he said Roman.
I said Romans, not Jews.
Lost Roman tribe. What is the oldest? Barbarians from the north.
What is the oldest sect of Christianity again?
That would
the Ethiopians.
The Ethiopians.
It's
nowhere near Europe. It's nowhere near Asia.
Ethiopia again, and Christianity didn't take off.
I'm just saying that your claim it's a little bit off.
The Ethiopian Bible is not matched with the church Bible that was developed in Rome. The Ethiopians have their own Bible,
but they call themselves Christians.
Yeah,
they may call themselves Christians, but God called them cursed for like 1,000 years.
Hey,
that's all I'm saying.
Hey,
have you ever had Ethiopian food, Clay? Well, neither have they.
Is that correct?
Hey, Spinning Boulder, I'm fixing to get off. But Boulder, I want to ask you two questions. Now, my first question, it's genuine. I'm not trying to be a smart ass because I never met anybody. Do you actually worship Odin? Like you believe he's the creator?
Odin is not the creator. That's a misnomer. He's the All-Father. The creator is there's the All, and then the All-Father and the All-Mother, and then the All splits into Niflheim and Muspelheim, and then from Niflheim and Muspelheim develops Ymir, the frost giant, and Adumbla, the great cow, which you can take as the sun, and then the sun licks at the rimy ice of Ymir, and from that salty mixture of earth and salt and sun started developing the first life forms. The first life forms include some gods, giants, dwarves, elves, the basic type shit. And then Odin at some time with Billy and Vey slate, because he's born of his father is Bor, and Bor is the son of Buri. So he's not even like he's got a father and a grandfather, but he slays Ymir and makes this place, but he's not the original creator of everything and anything like that. But he goes through the steps that the All Father goes through in order to become something greater. And so he becomes king of the gods, the All Father, and you can follow. And if you follow Odin and also go on the quest for knowledge and wisdom and try and figure that out to become something more, you might become something more as a human also.
Right. And one last question. Well, first, the only thing I know about Norse lore really is from fucking God of War Ragnarok, and then I read about what actually happened. That's very fucking interesting.
Brother, you gotta get in tune with your people. You gotta learn your history.
Well, I kind of know Well, I kind of know my history. That's why I'm fixing to ask Boulder my last question, then I'm jumping off. Do you think Christianity would be as big as it is today if it wasn't for the Vikings when they came over to England
no.
and then they basically like fucking helped England fucking what is it? I don't want to say colonize because that's different, but like make people into Christians. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Conversion by the sword.
If the Germanic tribes had not converted to Christianity, Christianity would have stayed a shitty little desert religion that it is.
Yeah,
right.
that's a fact.
Again, Boulder, my first question, it wasn't disingenuous.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive at the end. I'm sorry.
No, you were. I just don't want you to think
that
this
wasn't offensive. It's a fact.
It's a fucking question. Like I find
Mick,
other religions interesting, except for the fucking religions that calls for fucking self-harm to other groups of people. That shit can just fucking die. But all the other religions I actually find interesting. And in the end, I believe no matter what God you believe in, as long as you do well, God knows you had the best intentions in your heart, and He's gonna accept you. The great, powerful, almighty Creator, regardless of who He is gonna accept you into His.
I really didn't want to fight with you until you started saying that gay ass liberal shit right there, bro. Right?
Isn't that true?
Why does everybody have to be
where
a
does
liberal?
Christ fit into that?
Kraut trying to make his exit. Why you guys shitting on Kraut on his exit?
I ain't trying to shit. I ain't trying to shit on him.
Yeah, let's hear this. I'm curious.
Pussified liberalism.
Who is your king, sir?
What, me? My king?
You can't, brother. You
king?
can't be lukewarm. God will spit you out. And there's even
Lord
parables
Almighty,
in
the
Norse
Holy
mythology.
Trinity.
You can't serve two
Christ.
I'm
Regardless of whether
very
God is
king.
God Almighty,
I'm considered the
Christ
king.
is appointed.
Considered the king.
Yeah. Well,
He is the anointed one. He's an appointed one.
I would disagree with appointed because that implies that people made him what he
was
is.
the word.
No. An individual did that. That individual, even in the Trinity, is God the Father. He anointed him. That is what Christ is, right?
So would say
Well,
the All Father.
I mean,
I would disagree with that. What he's saying about the anointed, but we will do that after Kraut, who's trying to leave, and you guys are just bombarding him.
I believe in the Holy Trinity.
Oh, crowd.
So,
The Trinity is also a heathen concept, not a Christian concept. That's part of why.
Let's go Arianism. Let's go Arianism.
You need to come to the All Father, Kraut. Come to the All Father.
Some would say he's already there.
Stay away from the All Father.
Catholic
The
talk.
small hats were never the chosen.
Hey, look, a little
listen,
self-representation here.
Kraut, I have to point something out.
What's up, brother?
You call Ben Balder. It is a very clear and evident fact that he is balder than anybody else in this fucking panel.
He's
Balder
is
Balder is also the bright shining one that everybody loved.
Like the light that after you shave, you baby oil that motherfucker up and it gleams. Yeah.
Hey, look.
Oh, you mean that thing that existed before Jesus?
I want to take one of those rubber
one?
hands and throw it and smack your head with it.
It's like
all I'm saying
like the old game. It's like the old games of plunger throwing. I bet you that motherfucker would stick right on his fucking forehead.
Yeah, it would.
Stop.
Hey, listen, join my YouTube channel. I'm trying to do something with it similar to what Spin and Clay is doing. If you don't like my conservative views, I also make Division 2 content, mostly me and my clan with the C, killing other players. It's quite entertaining. We have voice on there. It's fucking fun as shit. I'm out. Boulder, Spin, whoever panel this is, thanks for having me. All you other cats, Clay, fucking 4-1, everybody. OG, again, nice conversation we had compared to our last talk. I believe a couple more panels will definitely find some common ground. I'm out.
Bye.
Bye, Kraut.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.
Thank God he shut his gorilla basket up.
So